Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantel Francis. Up top today, we have Miss
Michelle Nash. Hello.
Nash in the house. And down below today, we have Miss
Fantasy Say.
Yes, in the house. Oh my goodness. And if you are here for the first time, well, welcome. We love having you. Please join us in the chat because we are talking about the main event. This is the main event of 2020 Reality Realness. Like, I thought season 35 was like a fun beginning, like all of us coming together, talk about our favorite show. But no, this is the main event. Season 36 of the challenge, Double Agent, episode being called License to Kill a Cam. What the F? Overall thoughts, Michelle? Go for it. Give me your little blurb.
Honestly, I was shook. It was amazing. I love what they have done with the twists. I think it's amazing. It's just changed the game in such a crazy way. I'm really excited by so many players. Honestly, it was just really satisfying. Overall, amazing episode.
And Fanta, you were mad at me that I wasn't able to just like go live right after the episode because you were amped up. Why were you so amped up? Why were you feeling so friggin' awesome about this episode?
Oh my gosh. I feel like they fixed a lot of problems. Like from the jump, they just threw us right in. The first 20 minutes were so exciting. There was just no lull. I was all over the place, standing up, sitting down, screaming, cheering, clapping. It was one of the best premieres I've seen in years.
I like on all fronts, like it all, like I just was like goosebumps. Why? Like it starts off and like just I knew when I saw those coordinates pop up on that screen, I was like, you starting with coordinates? Something good's going to be happening right now because there's somebody that came in here that like knows how to tell a story through editing and camera work and whatnot, because those coordinates, I was like, okay, we're here to play today. And so I was like in from that moment, and I just felt it was so cool. Like everybody looked so badass, like TJ, like in all his B-roll shots walking on the beach.
He looked so good.
I love it. Yeah. And even all the challengers, when they got up there, like walking up to the challenge, the big challenge side where they're standing in front of, it was really epic, and everybody looked gorgeous, but they looked badass gorgeous. Right? You agree, Fanta?
Oh yeah, everyone looked like so good and fierce, and also just like ready to play. Even if we haven't seen them yet, like you could tell they were just like ready to sink their teeth into it.
I mean, like right from the get-go, there's only a small handful of previous winners. So they're all so hungry. There's so many people who really want to prove themselves because they're a rookie or because they've done so many and never won. So it's a great, great group that like there's such a huge chance that someone new could win, you know?
I know, and like, because I'm always team OG, and I'm like nervous for some of them in the beginning here. I'm like, oh my god, these people are hungry. I'm like, they might eat these OGs. I'm scared for them. I'm scared. OG.
That's what I love is that you feel that tension like right away, and you don't really feel that in a lot of seasons just right out of the gate. But you feel like they're just ready to start scheming.
Exactly. So we have some comments coming in already. We have someone commenting on our tardiness. Hi, Caitlin, though. Thank you for joining us here. Anyways, we know it's past 10:30, but we'll probably be closer to the end of the episode next week. We just had some things come in the way this week, but we will be back, and we'll be closer to on time, most likely. And Dolores, our favorites in the house. Dolores, whoop, whoop, the gang is in the house. Yes, we are here. And Kennedy, I loved it. However, I'm so mad that Swaley got served a bunker and told her might as well double agents look so luxurious. That was true. I mean, I would have liked to see them on a season that wasn't meant for them to like, I don't know, like it seemed like they wanted them to go angry and mean and mad in that bunker, and it would have been nice to see them kind of in an opportunity to flourish,
I feel like I associate it with like back when there was that season, The Island, where it was like, it was so far removed from what the regular living conditions are that people were just different. Their behavior was different. Everything was way more intense, kind of like Survivor style. Like it's just, you don't have as many luxuries. So you can't really judge someone if they were only on Total Madness. I think it was a unique season in that way. So I'm pumped that they're like going back to some real good things, but updating it in like the best way possible.
Oh yeah.
So we also have Sam. Hi, Sam, coming in here with some, I guess we can call it some tea or opinions. Sam says that Fessy was hella annoying to me. He legit still doubted Anissa after she literally just freaking won. Like, shut up. And okay, so let's just get right to the first competition. Like, they didn't wait around and like kind of beat around the bush here. Like, they were in a competition. They didn't even know what they were playing for. They just knew that they needed to win. And so they were in 2 heats. Women were first, then the men. They had to run up a hill. There was only one seemingly canister that had a code on it. I thought the code was going to be numbers, which is a lot easier to remember, but it was color codes. And they had to remember these bars of colors and then run back down and then plug them in with wires. So fun, so cool, so hard. And there's a lot of elbows and a lot of grabbing and a lot of just like running, but Lolo Jones like bolts up that hill like it was easy peasy. Fanta, what do you think about that first the first competition?
Oh my gosh, I thought it was so funny how Devin was like, oh, okay, yeah, and Lolo just goes and breaks the sound barrier. She's like literally like 2 feet off of the ground. Like you just can tell, you're like, oh my God, she's gonna be like over top of people all season. That was just so exciting to just see that, right? To see like somebody who is a rookie or somebody who hasn't done a regular season challenge, just like that quick out of the gate. And in general, I just love challenges like this because they are an equalizer. You can't just be good at one thing to win the challenge, which is, again, it makes it so much more fun to watch because you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, and like having Anissa, like she still had to be able to get in to see the code. I don't know how the hell she was able to do that. Like in my mind, I was like, okay, if I was doing this challenge, I would probably not want to be right in the middle of the pack. I'd want to memorize from one side as many as I could, do that side, and then go from the other side and see how close to the middle I can get. And, you know, because then once you only have a couple, you can kind of do process of elimination to try to get it. But like, and like, I don't know, man, it was rough out there. Like, and they're all touching it and messing it up. It was just like really, really crazy. But Lolo, God, man, like if she gets to go to a final, man, like watch out.
Absolutely watch out, because like she's already been on Big Brother. So she has an idea of like these social strategy shows. We know that she did Champ versus Pros or whatever. So she has an idea of how this game works. And then she also is a fierce competitor to back it up. And so I found that to be pretty, it was pretty exciting just to see. Like, you know, I usually don't like seeing people from other shows and whatever come in because like they usually just don't have anything to prove. Like they just don't have any stakes. They don't care. They're not that good. They're social. They're not in the game. And so they're just kind of like, okay, let's people that we can get out early because like they're not really contributing to the show. But just like how much intensity she had going up that mountain or that hill, like I was like, okay, well, she is here to play this game. It was so good. Kennedy says Casey is a snake. Amber B needs to run far away from her. And now she's all about loyalty. We will talk more about that as well, Kennedy, but agreed. Fessy is annoying, Sam. I agree. We'll definitely talk about that a little bit more.
I totally agree on the Fessy front.
And they stood up for themselves just like Jay last season. Absolutely. I definitely am. I found it really interesting. And I wonder what you guys' thoughts are. It's like in the beginning, we had all these rookie people that never usually speak having all these confessionals. Like Casey, right out of the gate, has like a full-on confessional, and she got better at her confessionals. Like I don't know if she got coaching or she watched it back, but like it was a good confessional.
Yeah, I think probably both. And you know, if you want to get more of that screen time.
Mm-hmm. And even well, did you notice? I thought it was really funny. Corey was giving shade, like when he's talking about all the players. About
I know. I was like, Corey, you made your first funny.
What's funny? Like, oh, shading Josh.
That was great. It was honestly a great moment because that's exactly how I feel. And I don't even really like Corey, but honestly, he is up to the ranks slowly but surely in my mind. And he's on my draft team, so I have to root for him. And so far, he's in a lot of confessionals. He seems like he's got his shit together. So I'm rooting for that shit.
Corey, already? I don't know if I'm there yet, but that was a funny confessional from him. Nom got a confessional? What? Okay, something I did not do is actually do any of the point stuff. Did either of you do?
I did.
Okay, because like I just purely took notes and I realized like, oh, I usually watch the show twice.
Only 2 people get points anyway.
Okay, good. I did not pay attention to that. So at the end, we'll get you to give us those stats. So yeah, even in the beginning, before the competition happened, you see your TJ being like, truth, lies, power, and corruption, like just painting this season like social politics or deception. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening here? It's like a full-on movie. Loving it. So double agents. TJ's the handler. Anissa wins that first competition, which I think nobody was expecting her to win, which I was just really happy for her to do. No judgment, but I feel like she put on a little bit of weight since season 35. And so I'm really happy that she won that so people wouldn't think of her fully as like, you know, a weak link or whatnot. Like she won that. And so.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that's so great is that like during quarantine, you know, when there was promos and everything starting for the challenge, and she spoke out and said, listen, like, you know, being fit and being strong isn't all about being skinny and like having abs showing or, you know, whatever she said. And her winning this first challenge was just proof of that. And that was so awesome. I was 100% for that win. And I was so glad that, like, especially how the last season ended, for her to make the first win and also to beat Fessie's time.
Goosebumps when you just said that right now. So the men's heat comes up, and I found it more exciting watching the women's heat because I was just like more nervous that someone was going to get hurt in the men's, what do I want?
In those like dog pileups that they have, like anytime they have those like pileup situations, I'm like, oh God.
I know.
Yes.
Now, okay, Michelle, how did you feel about CT grabbing a shoe and flicking it over his head and knocking poor Wes in the head?
I mean, I had seen that in a preview, but seeing it in real time and the way they edited it after was just so troll. I thought it was hilarious. TJ was cracking up. It was so funny. And yeah, it was just such a savage moment. I'm like, whoever has to run in those rocks without a shoe, good fucking luck. Like, also.
I don't know who that was, actually. I have no idea.
It was probably Jay or someone like small crawling underneath, you know?
Or like, yeah, trying to get in there, trying to get in. Burks. Hi, Burks. Welcome to the chat. Burke loves Kill a Cam.
Interesting theory.
I know. I have some words. I do have some words that we will definitely get to. Sorry, I didn't know we're talking about Anissa. Just joined. I love Anissa. Yes. Anissa, like, I would love her to win. I don't feel it, though, yet, but I want her to win, you know?
I agree.
I wanted her to win so badly. Like, I would cry if Anissa were to win this season, you know?
Or if like she actually gets to compete in the final, I'd at least be happy for her. And if she completed it or whatever, like I want her to get something, like depending on who she's against. Like if any of these heavy hitters are there in the end, like I don't really think she stands a chance to win the whole thing. But that said, she's in a really good political spot right now. She's got Fessy as her partner, who is in that whole Big Brother alliance. Plus she's kind of lost some of her vet people, but she didn't trust them anyway. And I feel like she's got along with Nani. Like she has some good connections. So I don't see people going too far against her. So she's in a good place.
Yeah, I think she's in a good place, especially because she is underestimated, but she's also still can perform. And so I think that people will be looking at these big flashy, like what happens basically this episode. And I think she can fade to the background. And then when she needs to go and get her skull, she can go take out somebody that she's not afraid to beat or not afraid of going against. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that she can go against. And I can see her doing a moment like, I'm going down there, TJ. I'm coming to get my gold skull. You know, do whatever.
Yeah, that'll definitely happen.
So we got our power couple. Cam and Leroy are moving in together. Cam has a good line being like she wants her bank account to look like a phone number. Don't we all? And I want my phone number to start with a 9. Like I want it to be like almost $1 billion. Yes. How do you feel about Cam and Leroy coming into this game together, and Cam so far in this episode?
I really hope that Cam can put her money where her mouth is, both politically and in a game sense, physically, because I just felt I do like Cam. I do love Leroy. I just felt like already she was like running her mouth so much, which is highly entertaining. But I'm just like, I feel like she's writing checks that her mouth can't cash.
I don't know. I see what you're saying for sure. I just feel like she really has the right mindset this season in terms of like, I'm going to manifest what I want and I want this. And what's the point in being afraid if I have to go get a red skull anyway? Like, I think that eliminations are her thing. Like, eliminations are her fucking thing. So in most situations, if she has to go into elimination, I would put my money on her, even against people who might be a bit stronger than her, if it's to do with anything weird, because she gets that competition mindset and she doesn't get in her head like Nani does or some of the other people do. Or even Ashley. Ashley has openly said that she gets in her head for eliminations and those aren't her thing. So I feel like Cam has that. That said, yes, she was going a little too quick with all of this, like strategizing. But I mean, hey, it's Leroy's last season. She wants to give him the best chance. And
last season, did I miss something?
He announced it there was a preview. Leroy. So there was a preview of like online. I saw on Instagram of like
doesn't win. Like,
well, regardless. So like he had said in one of the confessionals, it was like in a preview where he said like, this is going to be my final season. So like, I really want to win. And there's a lot of pressure. And someone commented like on Twitter being like, this can't be true. Like this can't be your last season. And then he responded being like, yep, you heard it right from me. Like it's my last season of the challenge. So like
you could say that and be like, oh, change my mind. They offered me a lot of money.
I don't think it'll. Just because selfishly, I'm like, I don't want that to be the end.
Oh, we skipped over something in the girls' heat, but how do you feel about Nicole helping Lolo Jones?
Fucking Nicole, honestly, what?
Yeah, that was one big question mark. Like, did they pregame this?
No.
I think Nicole wants to work with Lolo because she thinks that, like, I think that she wants to flirt with her.
Yeah, yes.
I think that she wants to have like a rookie girl that's strong that she could be like flirting with, that like they can be strategizing and canoodling. You know what I mean?
Oh, sorry. I'm just. Ugh.
I was just so annoyed. Her voice, obviously, and just like her choice to do that. It's the first challenge. You're going to show your cards like that. Like, you don't even know what the winner gets. And like, you're just going to help someone so that they don't put you into elimination. Like, it's Lolo. She doesn't give a.
Maybe she thought that if she helped Lolo and she expected Lolo to win, that it would be useful down the road. So
Nicole's game is, you're right, Michelle. That's so stupid. The whole thing was so dumb. And that was what I was thinking. I was like, they must have pre-gamed to like, I don't know why this is happening, but it's such a horrible game move.
No, if they had pre-gamed, it would have been not so unorganized and messy. Where like Lolo had no idea what she's trying to do. She's like, what? And then she's like, Lolo! And I'm like, hey, queen. Like,
and like, yes to Darrell for like getting that confessional in, just like making fun of Nicole. I was like, okay.
Oh, Darrell.
Hands here.
Honestly,
beauty.
Sorry, I'm moving too quickly ahead.
No,
I'm so excited.
In the middle of the male heat. So we have a little bit of confession from Leo saying that he has 2 babies, 1 on the way. Also get a confessional from Michi saying that he grew up homeless, so he has a lot of fight in him. So
I like them both.
You have them both?
I like them both.
I do like them both as well. And it's very different this season that we're seeing so many confessionals from these rookies. Like, you know, you usually get the story being told by all the veterans. And so we are getting to learn about these people sooner. Which I wonder if it means that they make it longer into the game than maybe they usually do. You know what I mean? For them to have some story being start between them. So
I think they do. I have a pretty good feeling that they do
pretty well.
Yeah, I just with the way that they are and they're coming in and like the way that they were like strategizing earlier, and we'll get to it fighting back, but yeah, I think they'll do better than usual.
And Leo really has a good head on his shoulders. Like he seems to really be like, I don't know, just confident but not like too cocky.
Who'd you say?
Leo.
Yeah, no, I definitely like him. He seems tall, strong, like focused.
He's not tall, Chantal.
I was thinking Nom. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, he looks like a fighter. You know, he looks like he's like hungry for the win. So I think he'll be useful for sure. I think he's going to do better than maybe we're giving him credit for when you told me his height. It reminded me of his height right now. So Devin was the first person to call check in the men's heat, and it was wrong. Now, some part of me really wished that it just would have that light up when it was correct, instead of like TJ needing to go check like red, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple, like whatever the combination was. Then it's right, and then it lights up. So I thought that there was. Go ahead.
I think they probably overcorrected from last season because everyone was complaining about too many explosions. But I was expecting an explosion. I was like, when they get it all in, right, something.
I was expecting an explosion. Or add that light.
Yeah, or like they should have had something because the check was boring.
Yeah, well, especially when TJ was like, no. So I thought it was like, you'll know when you're right. You know, like that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. And like there was a light there. So I was like, blow up light, but nothing happens. TJ memorized some colors and or maybe had someone in his ear tell him if it was right. And Devin was wrong. Darrell goes in with a check. He is wrong. And then Fessy, third one up, gets it right. So Fessy and Anissa are the winners of the first competition in season 36. Pretty epic duo because everybody's like, oh, Fessy should be the #1 draft pick. And like nobody picks Anissa first, and she was still able to hang with Fessy. And as we learned, she also beats him by more than a minute, which is amazing. And she didn't think that was going to be the case, but he did, which was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
So we were speculating. Okay, what were you going to say, Fanta?
No, I just wanted to say very quickly, I remember like for old challenges when they used to do like schoolyard picks, that sort of thing. That was always something that I wish that they would go back to, that kind of format. So I was really happy when they were picking partners that it was just like, yeah, just pick your partner. The drama.
So long as to like, how did these people get together? Like, what did they have?
I know, it makes so much sense now.
And we're like trying to figure some algorithm of like, okay, they must have done this or that. Like, we had no idea how they actually pick their partners, but they actually just pick their partners. And now, Fessy was really, really upset that Anissa picked him. What did you guys think about his reaction to Anissa, the winner of beating you in this particular competition, picking Fessy? What do you think about that whole thing? Michelle?
Yeah, I get it, but don't show that on your fucking face. You're a friend, and like if she's gonna pick you to be your partner, like as she said, she doesn't care because you're gonna want to try to win, and you don't even know all the rules yet, and you don't know if you're gonna be with her in the end either. So like, just I don't know. I just thought it was just rude, but I'm not a Fessy fan myself.
Right. So. This episode didn't make me a Fessy fan at all.
That was really, really rotten, especially after learning the fact that she beat him. So that was really rotten. The fact that he couldn't at least keep a poker face was really rotten. And the fact that like she was like, hey, keep your head up. Like we're both gonna like win this together. And then also the fact that he was like, oh, like, she's not the best at endurance stuff. And I was like, bro, neither are you. You're not endurance. So why are you bitching?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Burke mentions also saw Anissa body positive post on Instagram. It was very impressive. Did you guys see this?
yeah.
I didn't see it. What did it say? Was it just that?
That was the one that I think that's the same post that I was talking about, where she was talking about like personal strength isn't just about like being really skinny.
It's true though. It's 100%.
I think that's the same one that maybe he's mentioning, but yeah, that's what she.
Okay, so we're getting to this part pretty much. So we're having the drama that we love to see was coming out of people picking their own partners. And it was pretty rotten of CT basically getting Cam to list off her resume as reasons why he should pick her as her partner. And he just kind of like just walked off because he was having no interest in having Cam as his partner and instead goes and partners up with Ashley. Fanta, do you have some thoughts about this, it seems?
That was so cringe. Like I had to like watch that one with like one eye open because on one hand, like, yeah, that's so shitty to like do that to Cam. But also on another hand, CT has done so many of these that he's really just thinking so many steps ahead. And he's like, I don't care. Like, I'm here to make money and I'm not like here to be nice to you. And it was just so funny because Cam was just like this like little thing, just like chihuahua, like nattering like the whole episode, like CT, CT, CT. And like CT was just like, I don't care. And I was just like, you kind of lost that battle there, Cam.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Michelle.
No, I was going to say like she let her ego like get in the way for sure. And like was just so personally offended and now has like this personal vendetta against him when it's like, yeah, I think it was super rude, but also like whatever, like he's like one of the best. And also if he doesn't want to partner with you, he doesn't want to partner with you. Like, oh, but that's it. It's a challenge.
And the thing is too, is like, yes, Cam might be good at all these different things, but I think that CT didn't want to have to be strategizing with Cam. Like he doesn't want like the ego, like the battling of the egos, just like the cohesiveness of team wasn't like he couldn't envision them working very well together, especially with her approach to wanting to be partnered with him. This was like, you should just want to be partners with me, like, right? And he's like, actually, no, that wasn't really where I was going here. And like she couldn't even recognize like how to maybe approach CT that would make him want to be her partner instead of making him want to back away and find someone like Ashley. Yeah, she can be a bit of a hothead, but she does know how to listen, and they have run a final together before. And so I would definitely go with Ashley over Killer Cam in this situation, even if Killer Cam had a better resume. I think that, yeah, I'd go with Ashley.
For sure. You're 100% right. You opened up a great point as well, because CT is very smart. And also he knows that if he partners with Cam, then he's playing Cam and Leroy's game as well. Mm-hmm. And Cam and Leroy also come with like their whole atmosphere that, yeah, he was probably like, I don't want to deal with that shit. Like, I'm here to like play and make money.
Yeah. Like, go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, because then he's going to have to vote with them all the time and all that stuff. And like, if he doesn't want to have those people in the end necessarily, and like, it's probably best to have like random ass rookies in the end and like whatever else, you know?
Well, look at War of the Worlds when he switched to be away from that and ended up winning. So why would he make that same mistake again?
Exactly. And I think that he just doesn't want to have Cam barking at him all the time as to what he should and should not be doing. And that is, I think, where Cam, like, that's her soft spot, or that's her like kryptonite. Like, that's like what's going to ruin her game is the fact that she feels that she is always right in her agenda, and how she thinks to go there and get to point B is the right way, and it's the only way. And if you're not listening to me, you are against me, and like I'm not going to hear anything else, and this is it. And I think that that's going to be her downfall this season. We'll get more to
for sure later. That's too much work.
Kennedy says Cam is a lot emotional. However, CT literally dubbed her for no reason. Duped her for no reason.
Snubbed, maybe?
Snubbed her, yeah, maybe. Cam has made it to the final on all of her seasons. Yeah, I just don't think, Kennedy, that he wanted to work with Cam.
Yeah.
And you already said it before, but and her whole posse, you know?
And and it's so I don't think they would get along as a team. Like,
No.
She is better off with someone like Josh because he's going to be like, okay.
Whatever you say. Yeah, you're right. We're cute. We're good.
Speaking of Josh, remember when he said, yeah, like me and Casey together, like we have a huge target on our back, 2 Big Brother winners. And I was like, this is not a thing. Like nobody cares that you won Big Brother.
No.
Like, there's not going to be a single person that goes in their confessionals,
like,
my words, that is going to be like, shit, like Josh and Casey together, 2 Big Brother winners. It's just not going to happen.
And Cam also got the shit into that stick, how they're like, let's swap. So now she's stuck with Josh, and Leroy gets Casey, which is an awesome partner too. So Leroy's in a really good spot. Cam is like not with a great partner. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe some sort of elimination will happen and she'll get another partner.
Yeah. That didn't work out for her in her favor. So Brooke says CT is also annoying, though. Cam is allowed to be upset, especially after she campaigned so hard for CT to be on TV today instead of won the Worlds too. Okay, but like,
I don't remember that, but I actually no, I do remember that. She was one of the only people fighting to have him on their team.
I mean, it makes sense that she wants to work with him. Like, you know, there was somebody that was commenting that why would we be wanting CT as the #1 draft pick last week? And like, look at everybody's fighting for CT. Every confessional has been about CT this entire episode. Like, regardless of his weight and his performance last season, he is still the #1 draft pick, you know? So I think that as we said many times already now, that he just didn't want to work with Cam one-on-one in a team situation when he's trying to win this game. I think that in a team environment, he would want Cam on his team. But as a partner, I think that there's other people that he feels that he would work better with. I think so. Oh, people are chatting. Okay. Sam says, yeah, true. Forgot about that. Good point. Burke, totally agree. I think Anissa has a great shot at winning eliminations. Not sure about the final, though. That's true. Hi, Jordan. So Anissa will never win an elimination. What do you mean? Just watch the duel 2. She almost died on that final, and she only completed it because Mark pushed her. But the finals have been kind of different. You know what I mean? Like,
they've changed, and also like she's changed, and it could be for the worse or the better. Like, we don't really know how strong she really is at this point. Like, it's been so many years since the duel 2. So, I mean, I think she's got a really good mindset as well. I think that mindset can account for a good chunk of it. Hopefully she's not going to give up on herself. Well, that she has done that in the past for sure. I don't think she's going to do that this season.
I think if you go to the final, there's nobody that's going to get her over the finish line. She's going to get herself over the finish line because like her ego in that place would be like, honey, you've been saying that you're not like a layup here or people should get you out because you don't deserve to be in this final. I think she would push herself at least to finish. I don't see her gassing out and like saying like, no, I'm not going to finish.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but if she gets there. Brooke says, I can see why someone would find Cam polarizing, but Cam has always backed up her talk. She's claiming a lot, but I have faith that she'll back it up. I actually don't.
I have faith.
I can't remember. Probably.
She's on my team, so I gotta have faith. And also, yeah, I do, because at the end of the day, in eliminations, I don't see anyone taking her out at this point with her confidence and I think she can back it up, but she's got some stiff female competition this season. So she's really, really going to have to be careful strategically and politically, I think.
And she started off pretty messy, in my opinion. The one team, though, that actually gave me chills when they, like, lined them up and did, like, their cool shot of, like, I don't know, zoning that camera in on the team was Wes and Natalie. I was like, they really, really made that look like a power duo. Did you guys get the chills like I did?
I had seen what some of the partnerships were going to be. So I did see that they were potentially going to be partners. Seeing how it happened, I was like, of course. And like, I think she made the right choice in that situation, just because, as she said, she's a more similar player to Darrell. So maybe having someone like Wes would be beneficial for her, especially since like she doesn't know all the people. Although it looks like, according to confessionals, Natalie did her homework. She like knows their connections. Like, it's amazing. So, oh my God, my love for Natalie just grew like in miles.
Natalie's strategizing like right off the jump was even for partner picking, because you would just think like, you're like, oh, like look at the size of Darrell. Let me have this Darrell fella. But like, she just really thought it through. Like, no, actually, I can bring this myself, and like, let me get somebody who's like this. And even back like when they go to the house and she's like strategizing with him and like, okay, should I like start like being more intimidating right now? Should I wait? That kind of stuff. Like, it's just the way that strategizing has started to happen, and the way that it's evolved in reality-based competition shows is insane. Like, we've seen the way that Survivor has changed as quickly as it has. And it's really crazy to see this kind of evolution happening in the challenge, where years ago, like, this didn't really kind of exist.
Well, exactly. Like Michelle and I have been talking about maybe doing some sort of series in a downtime where we like look at the evolution of strategy within MTV's The Challenge, etc. Because like it started off with no strategy, it's just getting along with people doing interesting things, and then now we have like people deciding whether or not they're going to be intimidating too soon or what. That's fun, and like I like that, and so I'm liking what she's bringing to the table right away. Like, you know that she's going to be a fierce competitor, and like I love people that do their homework, especially if they're not familiar with the challenge. Like, I love that. You agree, Michelle?
Yeah, she knew not only by looking at Darrell, she knew the kind of player he was. And that means she's watched older seasons, because he's only been on like one more recent-ish, like Champsy, whatever season. Like, she's like, oh, I know he's more of this type of player. She's seen Wes. And when Theresa was like, I think she's making the wrong choice, I get that. Like, you can't trust him. But like, if he's on your team, he's on your team.
Yeah.
Like, he's your partner, he's not going to be working against you. And you know he's good in eliminations. So I don't know. I mean, I love Wes, so I would pick him. But I mean, it turns out it kind of bites her in the ass. But like,
well, I think that I would pick Wes. The only thing that I'd be wary of is that of his target level. That would be something that I'd be worried about. But I think working with him would be the best. Like, you want to work with the biggest snake, probably, because like they're not snaking you then, you know, and like you'll have all the snake and figure out your game, you know. So I would probably work with them.
They're not snaking you.
Exactly. You got them in your sight. Oh, a little shade here. Berks thinks that Nicole wants to get so low for other reasons.
Yes, T. Nicole and her girlfriend broke up very recently, like after filming, like maybe a couple days ago. I saw on Instagram. Okay. And it was the same thing as when she broke up with Laurel, like one of those Instagram posts where it's like, we mean the best for each other, we've decided to go our separate ways, la la la. Then like 2 days later, they had a Twitter fight.
No. Hi, 90. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Think commenting on this comment about Nicole. Hello.
Truly.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. We will be here every week after the episode. So Brooke says, I thought Theresa would have won because of her winning that color memorization challenge with Wes and X's do. I don't remember that challenge, but
yeah, I actually watched it. I was watching compilation videos of eliminations on YouTube, and that one came up. And she was great, but I honestly just don't think she got a good enough look at the colors, maybe.
Like you know, trying to like, oh, like, and like it's like thin lines and like, oh, is that blue or is that periwinkle? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Theresa just needs like a minute to like get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, she seemed a little bit, I don't know if it was nervous or intimidated, but her game face, I wasn't as convinced by.
Yeah.
You know? It seemed as though she was like just a little apprehensive when she's just standing there, you know? So
And all I kept thinking of was another elimination I watched earlier, which is, I want to say Free Agents, one of the last ones we ever saw her in, where she's in the elimination right before the final. And she's up against Laurel, and it's a pyramid, and it's 3 different types of puzzles on the way up. So you finish one, you go up, you go up. And she gets stuck on the first one. She can't figure it out. And Laurel gets past it. She starts like crying, freaking out. And Donnie's like trying to talk to her, calm down. In the end, even after freaking out like that, she finally gets it, gets the second one, finishes the second one, gets to the third one, and then her and Laurel are neck and neck, and Laurel still ends up winning. But like she got in her head so hard, and she let things get to her as soon as she started to lose. So I just really hope that she has kind of trained her mind out of that a little bit, so that we can see her like fully go to her potential. Because I think she has the guts. Like I think she could do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Kennedy says in the preview for the season, Josh fights with Fessy and Amber B doesn't trust Fessy. It looks like the Big B alliance is crumbling this season. Have you seen this preview? I haven't seen this one yet.
I haven't seen that preview specifically.
Was it today's preview?
No, I have that to go, so no.
There's a clip of Corey saying to Fessy, like, you've just been playing for Fessy this whole time or whatever. So I don't know what that means.
I'll try to find it while we're talking if I can, because I want to see that. Because I feel as though Casey was doing her Casey thing and like trying to rope in like pretty girl Amber and like be like, yeah, we got you. Like the Big Brother people, we'll stick together. We know what's going on.
Strategy is so bad. It's not good. Like watching Casey just like do that like whole thing, it sucks. And like I just thought it was so interesting how Darrell just right away was like, I don't trust Amber. I don't trust my partner.
Yeah, I you know what? At first I was like, because Amber's on my team, and I do think she has some brains and some athletic prowess, but like her being associated with all of them, it is a messy alliance. Big Brother people are messy, especially people like Josh, right? Like a lot of these people, some of them are smart, some of them aren't, some of them like, so I don't know how it's going to work out for Amber and Darrell. I'm hoping like maybe I think there's going to be a lot of swish ups with partners, especially with the twist we heard at the very end. I feel like anything could happen week to week.
Yeah.
It's never going to be, now we know it's never going to be both of you competing. It's literally just one or the other. So it's like,
yeah, I love that. And I think it's great because it's really going to test alliances and test how strong, because you can't have an alliance that's that big and not have it just like implode. So I just really hope after watching that conversation, I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but after watching that conversation with Amber and Casey, from the look on Amber's face, I hope it was the thing where she was like, do I really want to go the Big Brother way? Like I also did time on Big Brother, so why would I honor this? I hope she really thinks about it, and I hope that she ends up
listening to her partner
on the BB Alliance.
I know she might just be roped in there because it's like feeling safe, like might, make her want to feel comfortable and like, oh, we're not voting you in. I'm like, okay, like I'll listen. So she might get, allured by this BB Alliance, but I hope she's smarter too.
I really hope, I'm like praying for Amber B. It's Amber B, right? No, that's the other Amber.
No, it's Amber B. Yeah.
I'm really praying for Amber B to really see through the Big Brother Alliance. I hope that she just leaves that in the dust.
I think she could.
Berg says at this point, I think Josh purposely gets into verbal confrontations or to keep getting callbacks. Like, I mean, we know that he is thirsty for camera time.
He's so thirsty. Honestly, like, I don't know. I have moments where I don't mind Josh, and like, I would feel like happy for him if he won something athletic or was able to do something. But the truth is like, he's coming back here just to get the paycheck because he knows like he's never going to win. Like, it's just weird to me the way he keeps coming back. Like, I want to hope that he'll prove me wrong, but like, he's never won an elimination period. The end. He's never won. And he has to go in, and he's going to try to postpone it like he did last time. And then, or maybe he won't, but Well, he's with Cam, so really, he probably can't, honestly.
And you probably
we're going in.
He's going in and he's not going to win. Like, that's just like what's going to happen. Like, I can see it. So can one of you just explain to me, I couldn't write it down fast enough, what are the rules of like how this is all going to work? Because like, I started writing down like the next operation, I'm like, the cast their votes separately, and like I just didn't understand what they were talking about in that little area.
There's a deliberation, but like obviously people are chatting all beforehand. The deliberation is a point for someone to like, you know, for drama to start, essentially, people to say their piece. It's like a last moment, kind of like a tribal council, like before a vote. I think they're taking some things from Survivor. It's very smart. And then they each go privately. They do their vote. They didn't give away what the double agents get to do, which is obviously they get to go in and look beforehand so they can figure out who they want to throw in against them, and they get to see who voted, which is a crazy twist. And then essentially the double agents get to select who goes up against that pair. But they don't even announce it until they're at the elimination, which is really crazy because they can pick any team. So kind of like last time, it's going to be so many blindsides. And then they didn't tell us this at first, but now we know that it's just going to be alternating weeks of male or female eliminations, meaning like you go down, but your partner, you know, it might be you or it might be your partner. And like, I don't know how that's going to be, if they're going to like always do guy, girl, or if they're going to change it up, but like sometimes do both, like who knows?
Interesting. Like, so I was curious, we'll probably talk about this more later on, but so with her choosing, what do you think is going to happen in the end? You know what I mean? Like, or do you think that next week is going to be a male elimination for the other person that's left over? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is, so say she picks to go with CT instead. Wes is left alone, or she picks someone else.
Oh, whoever.
So say she picks Jay. Jay's partner, Theresa, would then maybe she gets to pick Wes or CT, or maybe she gets forced. So say she goes to CT, Wes is left on his own. Then I would say the next week, there's going to have to be some sort of thing. I don't know how, but maybe you get exempt from the challenge or something like that. And you can't get thrown in, and you get the next partner, or it's a male elimination and he can still get thrown in. So, honestly, I have no idea how they're going to do it.
Hold on, now you maybe make me think I've figured it out what they'll do. So maybe then whoever's not picked exempt or whatever, something happens, they're not participating in this competition or this whatever, whatever it is. They're on the side. And then whoever, so it's going to be a male elimination. Two men go in, and they're going to have two women in the same position as these two men are. And so whichever person isn't picked, maybe that's the person that West would get or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
complicated, but like that could be how they do it.
Yeah, but then there's still going to be one person without a partner.
Only for 1 week, and then it's like every other week there would be a person.
Every other week.
Yeah,
honestly, I think they're going to change it up. I think next week will be a male elimination, and then I think they're going to do like two people at once. Like I don't know, because there's no way they're going to, because if they alternate it week to week, then it's always going to be an extra guy.
No, it wouldn't be though, because like so this well actually hold on.
Because if it's every other week and the second week is men, but it evens it out, then it's going to be men.
Then maybe there'll be like a double elimination, and then like women, then double elimination, then men, then double elimination. Maybe
we'll see. I don't know. Oh!
I have to say, I love this like deliberation style. I love the way that they vote. It's just they've made it so it's maximum chaos.
It's just like this game is for the snakes, and they're all gonna come out like people, like the liars, the backstabbers. Like this game was made for them.
Yeah,
it was.
It's almost like a Dirty 30 or like Final Reckoning revival, and I feel like I can't wait for when somebody finally or when a team finally decides to like actually use that information, like maybe in a confrontational kind of way, in terms of them knowing who voted for somebody and trying to catch somebody in a lie. I can't wait for that.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I just wonder who, because eventually it's going to be common knowledge, obviously, like once another team wins and la la la. But it's going to create such an interesting level of drama. And I think that CT, like, he is the king of like, I don't care about other people. I'm doing what I need to do. So like, you can't get mad that everyone's lying to you and ganging up on you. Like, that's just the tea, because like, you can't be pissed because you would do the same thing. You would lie as well if you were told to lie, or to be honest, no, he'd probably be more upfront and be like, yeah, I'm voting you in, because he doesn't really care.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not playing political the same way.
Exactly.
Do you guys think, like, when he was going around the house and asking everybody who they were going to vote for, do you think that, because everyone was like, oh, he's playing scared right now? Do you think
no, I think he was getting pumped up. I think he was like, okay, let me see. Okay, hit list. Like, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought. I was like, no. Like, CT doesn't get scared. Like,
no, he knew. I think he knew, and he wanted to see who was lying to him.
Yeah. He wanted to know who he didn't give an F about, you know?
Who said he was scared? It was like Jay or Leo.
They don't know what they're talking about. Like, the first thing I said, like, oh man, like, you're gonna lie to his face. Like, chances are, like, there's a 50-50 chance that he's gonna come back. You know, like, and he's gonna come back with a vengeance. Like,
but with how he looks now, I was like, it's more than a 50-50 chance. Like, I wouldn't have voted that. Maybe I would have voted last season's CT, but not this season's CT. And
no way.
That was.
Yeah, they made a big mistake there.
I appreciate the coup that Cam was like, she's trying to like flex her like political acumen and make her big moves and stuff. And I appreciate that. But I'm like, the game still has to have a little bit of structure, and that's way too early. And you're really.
But it's going to be great though, isn't it? Because everything's going to be thrown up in the air. Like, I love CT. Like, I was not like happy about this. I love Ashley too. I actually was kind of rooting for her, even though I love Natalie more. I was still like, oh, I like Ashley, like I want to see her do well, but like, I understand the mindset of like, let's get everybody out who has won before. We're just going to do it strong and go strong and wrong. And it's not going to work out all the way. There's no way. Those things, plans at the beginning never work out. It's going to get flipped, but that makes it exciting. Instead of us watching a season with Cara and her minions and nothing happening. Like, I'm sick of that. I want it to be crazy. I want Cam in the elimination next week, and then this person
next week. Like, absolutely. Yeah. But this is the thing, is that what I find bad about her strategy. Like, yes, I'm here for it, obviously, as a viewer and watching it. But like, as somebody that like, okay, if you really want to win, this might have been too flashy of a move too early, because you don't want to be standing out as somebody that like, oh, well, she's not going to mind. Gameplay meets game. Like, I'm throwing you in, Cam. Like, it's happening. It's going to happen. Someone's going to call her out. Yeah. And you really want to be called out. You want to be making the calls. And so you want to be in the power position. You want to decide that you're going down there and you're going to take on a player. You don't want someone to be calling you out and throwing you in there. So I just feel like her making this rivalry and making this, like, I love sides. It's going to be fun to watch. But for her own game, I think she's playing too hot.
For her own game, terrible. For us, so much fun. Like, the gloves were literally like, they couldn't even like count down the deliberation. It just started right away. CT all pissed. Everyone pissed at CT. You can't talk to me like that just because I'm a rookie. I flip guys twice the size of you in the ring.
But before we get to the actual deliberation, MTV knew who their loyal fan is, being Fanta, because they had a club scene right in the beginning. They had a club scene. Could we see if this was an actual club? Was there a name anywhere? Club expert, tell me, Fanta. What did
Thank you. So unfortunately, due to COVID, this is not a real club. They had source out locations. You guys were like, oh my God, you actually know this. Yeah, I read an article when I couldn't fall asleep one night. So they had to source out locations, which was much more difficult for the location manager, because typically the location manager is able to go to the location ahead of time, but due to quarantining, they could not. So they just had to just look at pictures and see like places that like they could go and hang out. But like clubs, I think, are going to be like pretty
farm fever.
nil and or off limits for the season. For all you club heads out there.
Well, did you spot this, as Kennedy did? Joseph falling asleep in the club.
I was like, JoJo, come on, queen.
That's not a good look at all. I know you, Michelle, you'd sent me a clip earlier on this week, or maybe it was today, about Joseph, and you're like, oh, I love him. I think that, like, he's a good guy. Like, I like him already.
Yeah, the clip of, like, it was, I don't know if it wasn't on this episode yet, but it was the clip of him, like, introducing himself kind of and just talking about his life. And, like, I was really into it. And I was really like, oh, yeah, the issue with Joseph is he knows nothing about the show. And he said that. He's like, I've never seen the show before. He didn't do his homework. So, and he says he doesn't like to take anything too seriously. So
I hated that.
But at the same time, like, yeah. So do I want him to win, even though he's on my team? Not necessarily, but I think that he's a good guy. I'm excited to see whether or not that changes, whether or not he, like, gets into it a little more and is like, oh shit, stakes are high. We'll see. Why not?
No. That's a no for me, dog.
He doesn't have the fight. I don't see it.
He doesn't.
He'll ever get the fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, like, what I think he's doing is, like, he doesn't want to care so that if he loses, he doesn't hurt. And so I don't think that he's going to put his all into it because he doesn't want to fall. And if he, if he just, like, kind of half-assed it, then it doesn't hurt that much if he goes out at whatever point. And so he does. I don't think he's got maybe if he wins one elimination, maybe then he'll be like, okay, like, get some confidence and maybe move forward. I just feel as though he's protecting himself just in case he doesn't do very well,
I feel that.
So I totally agree. And I don't think that, like, even when Big T called it out, like, what did you say? This is a golf field. Like, you have to like be talking to people. I just think, like, he's just, the fact that he was sleeping and, like, even when she, like, roused him up from his slumber and he's just like, well, like, he's just not sharp. And I agree that Chantal, like, that could potentially be it, but I just don't think he's sharp enough. And out of everyone, even looking at all the rookies, even looking at Liv and looking at Gabby, like, you can tell they really care and you can tell that they're, like, gonna give it their all. I just didn't really see that with Joseph at all.
No,
agreed.
In the way that we want to see. And, like, you can tell, though, that he's not really making an impression because Big T, his partner, calls him Jacob. And any other J name, she probably was like, what's his name? And then cut to the scene of him sleeping on the couch. So he's going to be a name that people remember when they need to throw somebody in to get a red skull or a gold skull. So I don't see him doing very well.
Yeah.
So Burke says, just to back up a little bit, I love Jay, but Theresa could have shot higher. Do you think Theresa could have gotten a better partner?
No, because I think that she didn't want to work with Wes. And she didn't want to work with Leroy. She's already worked with both of them. I think that, like, CT was never going to work with Theresa. And I think that I think she could have gone for Jarrell, maybe. Maybe that would have been a good partner for her.
Yeah.
She'd been able to get to him. I don't know if he would have wanted to work with her. I bet you he probably would have. But Jay knows her history. He knew who her husband was.
Who is your
husband?
Football player?
Football player.
Okay, I
don't know. This isn't a football podcast.
No, but he's a successful football player. Anyways, strong, tall dude. Father for children. So Jay, like, knows what's up. And I think that, like, he's a good partner to have. I think he's a good partner. Honestly, what's wrong? I mean, he's not as big, but, like, he's going to try his ass off. And, like, he has a lot of allies, but he's also is a target. I don't know. I think she picked someone who's, like, in her range of abilities. Same with Tommy and Kyle.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I agree. I don't think Theresa really had much choice. I don't think many of the guys would have, like, linked up with her. Mm-hmm. And Jay is underrated. He's got, like, a very nimble body and a very sharp mind. So
he has, like, a Jordan type thing where I think he's smaller, but he can do more.
No, I mean, I would have, I don't know if I had faith in Jay, but, like, I would want to be a partner with somebody like him because he looks like he would be a good partner. You know what I mean? And they look like they would most likely be able to work well together. So I can understand her saying yes. I can also understand her just wanting to be picked You know, like she hasn't been a face challenge for a while. Like somebody wants to be, Theresa, I know you. Like, want to work together? Like, yeah, okay, thank you.
And like working with someone who's more of a rookie too, so she can get in with some of that, because like if she's just with another OG, not like, or an older person, then it's like that's easier to throw in. So at least she's with someone on the opposite end.
Uh-oh, Kennedy. Uh-oh, why? I mean, we can answer why for sure, but Josh and Casey make you sick. Oh no. The club. What was it? Okay, so Kennedy says, please talk about Casey being all about loyalty all of a sudden. And then this proves my theory that she never liked Swaley and wanted to backstab them on BB20 stuff. It's so petty.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Amber B watched last season. Please.
That's maybe the face that she was looking at, like, you know, maybe she watched last season and is like, is Casey trying to play me here? Like, maybe that's where she was kind of like,
Oh, I really, really hope so, because yeah, Casey is like such a snake, and she's just, her and Josh don't have good poker faces. They're just bad players. And Casey, if she wasn't as strong as she is, like she would have not made it to the final.
I feel like for whatever reason, I feel like her strength is not that, doesn't seem to compare to some of these women this season. I don't know if it's because she's kind of more passive in her confessionals and whatnot, but I don't know. I'm more like, yeah, Natalie, like, you know, even Ashley, like, Cam, like, Casey just seems a little bit softer so far to me.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that'll be really interesting about this season is like, I feel like it's just going to really be like a women's equalizer. Like, it's just, I feel like more for the women this season, it's going to be more of a bloodbath for a fight to the top. For sure.
It's exciting. What are you going to say, Michelle?
No, I agree with that. I think it's going to be such a bloodbath. Like, even if you take some of the people who I see as the strongest right now, you've got Natalie, Lolo, Cam, Casey. Like, you've got a lot of really strong people and that have a variety of abilities. You've got Anissa in there, who obviously her mind's really sharp right now. You've got Tori, who we can't really count out still. Like, I don't know, man. It could go a lot of ways, which is why I'm so excited. I really don't want to be disappointed, but no matter what, it's going to be drama, so I can't wait.
Michelle, I don't know, is this an inside joke or a troll? I don't know. Lois Boy, do you know who this person is? Question for my girl, Michelle. What kind of toothpaste you on? Is this a joke? Because then Arnold does the same thing.
Oh.
It's just a light, I think, honestly. I know I use Sensodyne, gentle whitening, because I have sensitive teeth.
That was such a, like, I was like, what is this guy saying?
People
I'm not your girl, though. Sorry.
So Brooke says, I think Amber's not the type to piss people off, and as a rookie, she's not in a position of power. So with BB, she has numbers and on 3 teams who won't throw her in. I don't see her getting betrayed. Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried though for her to be roped into that group and also be thrown out to the coals really easily, because like she's like they're
Yeah,
and she's partnered with a 4-time champ.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. I think anything could happen with that. I don't think like when push comes to shove, I don't think Casey cares. If it's gonna put her ahead, she's just gonna find some reason to like make it seem like she's not the bad guy. That's kind of her shtick.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay, so this is an interesting theory. So this is for the end of the episode. So 90 thinks that CT is going to be left alone and he'll get an advantage for the next game. Why would he get an advantage though? He hasn't done anything to earn an advantage.
Yeah, it would be like if he did the grenade thing from seasons ago, but yeah,
it could be like whoever gets left alone. Like
maybe they have to compete. Do they just have to compete in the next elimination?
It could be. It could be he has to compete in the next elimination against 2 guys, or he gets an advantage for no reason. I mean, that could also happen. I don't know.
I just don't think it would be an advantage for no reason unless they switch partners. Like unless Natalie goes with CT and Wes gets left alone. maybe then he'd get an advantage. You know what I mean? But like I feel like they need to either complete this whole like elimination, both men and women, like both have to face something, or they're just exempt and then they have to deal with it the next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be clear. Why are they being clear with us?
And I love that it's so up in the air. And I love that it ended with like, we don't know if Natalie's going to pick someone random or stay with Wes or go for CT.
I think I know.
You do?
What do you think?
Oh, can I say? Is it too early?
Okay, no, we'll save it. Yeah. Just because we'll talk about it fully when we get to the end. We're almost there. Yeah, we're like halfway there. So one thing though that Cam was talking about was like her grandmother and like kind of why she's playing like these games and whatnot, which I thought was like a nice humanizing moment for Cam. Like, not that I don't think that she's human at all, because she's definitely very emotional and like, you know, she's playing for something and she does want to win. But it was nice to see her relate with Anissa. I think they left that in because of how the rest of the episode goes. And I liked her in that, seeing her in that moment, a little bit vulnerable. And I said it already, but like she looks so good in these confessionals. Like she figured it out. Like,
oh my God.
Woo, her confessional look is good.
Yeah. You're not going to catch Cam looking bad.
No, she's obviously beautiful, but like her confessionals this season are like good. Great. So Cam is pitching to Anissa though, who she feels as though kind of akin with or whatnot. So how do you guys feel about this, them being kind of like a duo seemingly this episode and maybe moving forward?
I mean, you know my thoughts on Cam in general.
Yeah.
Secret. But I think it was great the way that Cam played that. I think it's great to go to Anissa and just be like, listen, these vets have been treating you like shit. Play with us. Because it's true. Like, what does Anissa have to lose? And like, why would she, even to the point, like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that people were still like, oh, I don't want Anissa as a partner after she won and beat a male. So yeah, I thought that was great that Cam was like, you're getting disrespected, and that Anissa got on board. That was awesome.
Yeah, and also like Anissa, it's true. Like everyone said shit about her. People she's competed with for over 10 years were like, I don't want to be in a final with her just in case I have to work with her at one point. Like, are you kidding me? Zach died on a hill. Wes died on a hill. Like so many of them have died on hills, mainly men. And for them to say that is just ridiculous and so insulting to her OG vet reputation. And like, I get it. She hasn't won, but so fucking what? Like, neither have a lot of really strong people. And the fact that she's game for it, now it's like you've got her, you've got the people she's connected with, you've got Leroy and Nani and Cam and all them, you have all the Big Brother people because of Fessy. Like that's a huge major alliance. So they'll probably be in control for the first few weeks, depending on who wins. But then as soon as someone outside of that group wins Double Agent, then everything's up in the air, which is going to be very exciting as well. So
it's going to be what happens because that's just how this game works, which is why we love it. What's Naichi saying? So they showed him saying he got blessed by the challenge gods. Who's CT? I think he did, though. I think Ashley as a partner is probably the best pick for him to have as a partner, if that's what we're talking about. So we're kind of at the deliberation part. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but did you think, though, that CT was just controlling his rage here, or do you think he was floundering? Because he was over words. Go ahead.
I feel like he was pissed, but he's worked a lot on not freaking out like how he used to, and so he was trying really hard to contain it. I don't think he was super flustered. I think he was just pissed, and he's been put in eliminations and had some bad losses and bad wins. So I think he was like, oh shit, like this sucks.
Yeah, I think there was kind of like a warning in there too, like, hey, I'm CT in my prime right now. Like, just I'm giving you guys one last warning. If you vote for me, it's really done. Like, I'm not messing around here.
Well, and this is the thing too, like we talk about it in all these social strategy shows, or I do anyways, is that we've all played, or I don't know if you've played any orgs or live reality games, Fanta, but Michelle and I have. And as soon as someone does you wrong, then the gloves are off. They're coming for you. Like, there's no more like, I don't have to pretend to be nice anymore. I don't have to politic. Like, coming for you. It's it. It's done. Like, it's you pulled that Band-Aid off. And so I think that's what he was kind of saying. It's like, hey, like, now I don't have to play nice anymore. Like, this is CT playing nice. If you want to throw me in and I come back, I'm coming for you and I don't care. And so I think that it wasn't a threat. I think it was just showing something that's obvious to all of us, you know? So we learn about the new part of the twist here. So we have all the different people going in, and I was like feeling bad for CT for the fact that like, and Ashley, that people are all just going in. And it was kind of like an annoying false vibrato of all those rookies. So I'm just like, okay, you got the numbers, you got the big alliance here, and you're throwing in a strong person, like cool. But you're not going to be safe next week necessarily. Like, you left yourself open for him to want to target you if he comes back. And so I thought it was a very short-sighted game for all the people, including Cam, we've talked about already, for just making such a bold move, because when his gloves are off, he actually just doesn't care, and he'll come for you and he'll throw you in, and he doesn't care.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was so, I think everyone just got so wrapped up in and like so excited of like, yeah, like let's do this, but like not really thinking about the consequences. And I think that Kim feels very comfortable, obviously, for her to behaving this way, but also because I just keep feeling like this group of men, like they're strong men, but you don't have the Jordan and you don't have the Bananas who really can control the whole game. So I feel like Cam is really seeing that and going like, I can control it. These guys aren't there. I don't have like Zach, Car's not here, Polly, all of that shit. Like, it's me. So I think that that's why part of the reason why she's feeling really comfortable to kind of maneuver a move like this.
She's not the right person to have a lot of power, I don't think. I don't think she knows how to handle it well. So Bert says, I don't know if it's just me, but the producers, it seems like the producers decided if it was a guys girl week based on who went in, they wanted to keep CT and Wes in the game. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah, I had that thought.
I agree with that 100%.
I didn't think about it until now.
To be fair, I will say that type of elimination that they did has been done by females before. So it is more usually a female elimination type of thing.
Hasn't Jordan done it as well, though? I feel like
I don't think Jordan's done that.
But I remember Nani's done it against somebody.
Cam's done that one.
Yeah, it's one that's been brought a lot. It's usually been female. So like to me, I was kind of like, I don't know. But maybe you're right. I did have that moment where I was like, Wes or CT's going to go home right away. But I mean, Wes has gone home first before. CT's gone home first before. Like, it happens sometimes.
I did. It's funny that you meant it because I did have that feeling.
I didn't think about that. Because it wasn't resolved, I didn't like put that as a thought, because I felt as though one of the two of them were going, but just next week. That's kind of what I was thinking with how it was going to play out, is that they would do another one, come down, and something else would happen, So I didn't think that this was going to come into play. But I can totally see the producers doing that easily. Easily. Yes, same, because they are the stars. It's true. Like, because if they both go, so really it's going to be a Killer Cam leading the charge season. I don't know, man.
We can't have that again. We can't have War of the Worlds 2 again.
It's not going to be that way. It's
sorry, you're right.
I think their personalities are like, just when you have people like Natalie around and Lolo, they're not going to allow Cam to step over them like that. Like, I just think that it's not, and they're people who are going to win eliminations. Like, there's so many what if factors. Even Nicole, who's an idiot,
ends up becoming a season of like Josh running the show.
No, there's no way. Like, I just think that every daily challenge is going to be so different, and I think that like you can never say who's going to win a daily challenge and who's going to have that power. It's a lot of power to have. And yeah, okay, you guys might have majority, but it's the winning team who gets to really make a move. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to go like that terrible War of the World season. Like, I just have hope that these people aren't close enough, besides like a couple of them, to really like do that to the end. Like, I think that, like, I don't know, people like Theresa, even, like, she's going to be like, fuck all you. Like,
I think though that they like having these vets kind of carve the narrative. And so I can see them being worried having their two people that would do that the best for them, one of them being gone in the beginning. So I can see them doing it. So hi, Crystal. Thanks for joining us here in the chat. I think the twist was to save CT or West too. The host was shocked to see them both in the first elimination. TJ was shocked. And I was too. 19 says makes the game even more dirty and interesting.
Yeah, but if they changed it, then they have to have a whole backup plan for the fact that it was only male. Like, they must have already planned, okay, it's either going to be male or female, and we're going to decide based on who is in the elimination, I guess, of how we're going to start it off. Maybe they did that, maybe.
So back to when Anissa was going into the double agent chamber with Fessy, and yes, Fessy's a top draft pick. We get it. He's strong. He's fierce, whatever. But I don't want to strategize with Fessy every day. That's what I don't want to do. That's what I'd be like.
There's nothing to strategize with. He's a brick wall. He's a nice guy, but he's a nice, good-looking guy, but he's a brick wall. There's nothing to strategize with. Whatever you say, he'll just be like, yeah, good.
But he kind of gives pushback a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if that was best for her, in my opinion.
I don't agree with that choice. I don't agree with her picking Fessy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I was surprised.
Who do you guys think that she should have picked instead?
Darrell.
And Darrell was the only person that was like, yeah, Anissa, pick me. Respect. Yes. Like, he would have supported her. Like, I was like, pick Darrell. Like, he actually wants to work with you. And like, he's got a genuine spirit. Like, I don't know. It was confusing to me. I think she saw stars and was like, I won this. I need to go for Fessy because he's obviously the best. And it's like, ugh.
She was also kind of like, I really like Fessy. Like, he's confident, and I was like, bitch, you just want to look at his face.
Yes.
Which Chantel wouldn't blame you for, but
he's very cute. But I love brains though, and so like every time, like, I don't like his strategy or his confessional and his thoughts, like his I just am not into that. So to me, it takes it down a notch in his attractiveness, because I love really smart people, or people like that's interesting to me. So sorry, Fessy, like you are aesthetically very good looking, but you wouldn't be able to get to this hard, okay? At all.
Don't tell Fessy, everyone.
Tell him. So they get to see all this, and okay, so I wrote down around this point, like, that I'm worried about Cam and Leroy getting so messy. It's only the very beginning. And we've been talking about it a lot already, but like, it's the very beginning. You got to save these super snipes till a little bit later, where you kind of like, you can have the social capital because you have made this alliance be true. Like right now, to me, you look like two people, in my opinion, willing to do anything to win to get to the end. And that is kind of unnerving for people that you're playing with. People are going to want to take out that, wild card out of there, because like maybe they're going to flip on me and send me in there. And so I think that they needed to hold those cards a little bit closer for a little bit longer before they take this big shot. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, don't you guys, this is what I've been wanting to ask you. Do you feel as though Leroy is having like a fair amount of input, or do you feel as though Leroy is like, Cam, do your thing and I'll just be along with you?
I think that it's what he wants. I think they went into it with like, okay, he's like, I want to move on with my life. Like, but I'm so mad I haven't won, whatever. Like, okay, we got to go in with his game plan. Like, I watched that after special that Chantel sent me that Devin Simone like hosted. And he said, they said that they came in with that mindset of wanting to get rid of champs. And as much as I agree, I think it was a bad move, but they have so much support in this first week. Like they have all the Big Brother people and all the rookies. And if they had put in a rookie, then they have potentially a target of other rookies. So it didn't really give them like a huge amount of options, but the fact they went so hard for it is what's the problem, because everyone sees them as the head of that decision.
Yes. And then I just don't know if those are loyal soldiers. I think that everybody, they didn't nurture these people that are working with them for this one vote. And so I can see them, oh yeah, they have the numbers this time around, but they may not have the numbers next time around, because someone's gonna throw you in against somebody that you're probably not gonna want to go against. Yeah. It's just what's going to happen. And so I just think that they showed their cards a little bit too early. It's kind of like it's really tempting, and I get it. This is like, ooh, I have the numbers, I can put somebody big in. I'm feeling vengeful because like he didn't want me as his partner. He should have chose me. But you kind of in these games have to like I really want to get you. It's not the right time, and like you have to pull back. You have to have some self-restraint here to like not make the move too early, because it's gonna bite you in the butt. That's what I think. She wrote her ticket out, I think. So I wrote also about wish that Anissa had a better strategic partner, of course. And so I was wondering this. It did get resolved at the end, but I was wondering when they're doing the deliberation if the winning two people would be able to throw themselves in if they wanted to. I'm happy in the end that was resolved, and that's an option now, because the people are trying to go and get red skulls. It's great that the people that win the daily, the pair that win the daily, can choose if they want to choose that as an opportunity for them to go in and get their gold skull. I think I said red before, sorry. So I'm happy about that. What do you guys think about that being included in this new season? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good theme the first time, so it's good to keep it. It was just bad for them to have endless skulls. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they changed that.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing for me, is like the strategy this season is a little more complicated, because it was too soon to make a move like that. But when there's only 10 skulls total, and you're thinking, okay, for guys and for girls, like that only gives me 5 chances as a male or whatever. It's like, I don't know. Do you really want to give the chance to 2 teams of rookies and then one of them gets the gold skull? But I guess yes, because then you can still go against them later and steal it from them. So I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. They could have easily just thrown in an easy vote this time. I don't know.
Like you almost want to stack the red skulls with like these rookies that will just stop playing super hard. And so then you just go in and take their skull. Like maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Because then it depends on how many eliminations there are, if there's going to be a purge, all that kind of stuff.
We love a purge, baby. There's always a purge.
Love a purge. Okay, let's see what's going on here in the comments. So we have Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for joining us. I'm shocked that Wes didn't vote for CT. I think it's a smart move because CT holds on to grudges. I can see CT teaming up with him. Fessy and Anissa, watch your backs. Absolutely. Fessy and Anissa also watch your backs. I feel like they'll be less likely to be thrown in, but now people have just taken that toothpaste cap off, and you can't get that toothpaste back in. Like, they've created a monster by doing this too early.
And I think that like now it's going to depend on whether people know it's going to be male or female or what. Like if they know the order, then that's going to totally change the strategy.
I don't think they do, actually. I think that they're going to be surprised every week. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree, which is way more exciting, but like hard.
Hard for them for sure. Crystal says CT and Wes have the best rival relationship ever. Yeah, all these OGs, like they still love, I think, each other. I think they'd rather, for the most part, play with people that they know. You know what I mean? So I don't think they actually like hate each other. Wes was at his wedding.
Yeah.
At the wedding special? Yeah, I think he was.
Probably.
That shoe in West Face is one for the history books. Absolutely, Crystal. Dead. I'm looking for memes already. I'm like, what? Okay, never mind. I'll just ignore that. Just kidding. So we also have, I love Darrell. I'm glad he is back.
We love him.
We are on Team Darrell for sure. Brooke says, for me, Casey was just very unimpressive last season. Agreed. She won dailies by chopping ice, reading numbers, and driving a car, and proceeded to finish last in a final out of everyone not pregnant / injured.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, we're talking about pregnancy still? Like, what's happening here? I get that. I get that now. Caroline says, oh, I missed this season. Oh, Miss Bananas, you do. Hot topic. Do we miss Bananas? I don't miss him yet.
No, I don't need him to be the star of every freaking season. He's so like, whatever. I appreciate him for what he is. Maybe in a few seasons I'll miss him again, but like, I don't need him every season, honestly.
I don't need him so far this season. It's totally fine. If one of Wes or CT leaves, like, I'm curious to see if we need another vet for me to be able to enjoy it as I like.
Like, we're forgetting about Darrell. Darrell is a vet.
But he doesn't usually like steer drama and steer like the direction.
In the preview, he's in a big fight with someone, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Darrell. He's cool. I'm glad he's there, but you know what I mean. He's a little bit more in the background.
He is.
Definitely. So Sam says, in your opinion, what makes a good confessional?
It's gotta be like snarky.
Yeah.
And yeah. Sorry, what'd you say, Michelle?
Witty.
Yeah, it's gotta be witty, and it's gotta like, if you're cutting somebody down, like it has to just be like a low-key cut down.
Yeah, I agree with both of the things that you guys have said. Like, I love when they're also understand their position in the game. Like, sometimes it's like self-deprecating a little bit, or like just poking fun at themselves. I like that a little bit as well.
Which is why you love Kyle so much.
Probably because Kyle's just such a ding dong, and he knows that he's like a ding dong. You know, it's charming sometimes. And like, I'm just like, okay, what's this ding dong going to say? But if they're funny, they like for sure I'm going to enjoy their confessionals. If they're only talking like explaining the challenge, I'm not really caring.
Oh, snooze! We've got eyes.
Yeah, we watched the episode. Burke says Wes has won twice. Yeah, no, Wes is a great competitor. We know Wes is bomb. What? Of course Wes has won.
Wes has won, honey.
He's probably saying that in response to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wes has won. He won the duel 1 and he won Rivals 2 with CT, which was CT's first win.
That was a really good season if you haven't watched it.
It was a really good season.
Yeah.
The first season he wins is the duel 1, the first duel.
Boom.
It's good.
Right? Burke says, I know Wes and Naya and Leroy Bananas did it in pairs with a similar setup. The other main thing in the last few seasons, we've consistently had male eliminations first.
That's true.
Interesting. Well, maybe they changed it up because of like they saw how things were going down. They're like, okay, well, we can save them for one more week. Change the structure of this game. Blake says, I'm very happy with Leroy. Cam is always going to be the head, but he's really working. I remember him being mad at Wes and Theresa for playing the game in X2, and I like that he's more actively strategizing. Yes, he is, but he's not thinking, in my opinion, enough steps ahead. You know, he's kind of just a little bit too hot. He needs to have a little bit more.
Or in his mind, he's thinking steps ahead and being like, if I eliminate these people I don't want that can beat me at the beginning, then I'll be smooth sailing. But he's not really thinking ahead. But in his mind, he's thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Whitney. To be fair, a lot of
Same. Oh my gosh, same.
That's very funny. Very true.
I mean, yeah.
God, we don't have to do that anymore.
You're so right, Whitney. You're so right. So Nibbles, yes, Wes won with CT on Rivals 2. Yes, it's gonna echo what Michelle has been saying, and the dual correcto. Yes, Burks is commenting on the T. I honestly miss Bear right now. I miss his stupid remarks. I mean, I don't miss Bear. Oh wait, you had some tea about Bear, wasn't it you, Michelle?
Oh my God. There is so much tea going on right now with Bear. Are you kidding?
Well, now's your turn.
Let's go.
It's a Bear share.
We hate Bear now. Well, we already hated him, but here's the like Cole's notes. I've been watching daily updates, hourly updates on this. So essentially, Georgia came forward on her Instagram story to talk about how she found out through multiple sources that Bear had recorded on his CCTV them having sex. Like, this is like a long time ago. He had recorded it without her knowing, and claimed he forgot he had CCTV, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, obviously, because she was in love with him, whatever. She's like, now I'm finding out that he's selling it on his OnlyFans. So it's like revenge porn, whatever. She's like, he should be in jail, blah, blah, blah. So she's going off. She's going off. Then it cuts to Bear's Instagram story. And he's partying in Dubai, sunglasses on a beach with like a drink in his hand, slurping it up, just being like, oh, like, this is so ridiculous and I'm really upset because people are giving me, like, telling me I should kill myself, and like, obviously it's a lie, like, it's not her in the video, the person who thinks it is. Like, basically he's saying it's not you in the video, there's no way it's you, the last time we were together was in Thailand. And she never said it was the last time they were together. She just said it was a long time ago, first of all. So like, all of his claims are so false. Then she's going back on her end being like, I'm wearing the same jacket and outfit that I was wearing when we went to dinner at this place beforehand, and we went to the car wash at this place, and I have proof, and like, I've contacted the police, and like, you're not going to get away with this. And then other women are coming forward now with like bad stories. Like, his other ex is coming up with a story of how badly he treated her and stuff. So like, he's in deep shit. And literally he's like, oh, I'm not going to go on Instagram for a while. Then goes back on his story, and it's just like, it's, oh my God, it's all over the challenge tea pages right now. It's like him saying like, she's a liar. Like, I can't believe someone would just pretend that just to get some clout and like blah, 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 blah. And then apparently he upped his price on OnlyFans because then people were trying to pay in to see if it was true and all this stuff. And then apparently OnlyFans took his account down as of today, I think. So like, the rumor is he's taken it down. He claims he's losing all this money. And like, he's like, I want to have compensation for this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even need a lawyer. I'm just going to go to court by myself because like, this is obviously a lie and all this stuff. Meanwhile, she's being like, you're a compulsive liar. I have proof. I have so much evidence. I can't even tell you how much evidence I have. Obviously she's not going to show it. It's her. Like, you know what I mean? Because some people are being like, she doesn't have evidence. I'm like, she does have evidence. Like, she wouldn't,
My body.
And there's like Instagram stories of her crying, like bawling her eyes out at first. Now she's become fierce, but at the beginning she was crying and she was just like, this is the most embarrassing thing. And then in his story, he's literally making fun of her crying. He's like imitating and making fun of her. It's sociopathic. I'm shook. Like, we all knew he was the worst.
He is a sociopath.
Yeah.
That is a fact. And I hope he goes to jail. And I'm rooting for Georgia, and I'm rooting for all of these other women that he treated poorly. He's a piece of shit, and he deserves to be in jail.
He's not funny enough to get over this, like, at all. Like,
yeah. So he's just like, I'm hoping at least this severs his relationship with MTV.
God, that's.
I think that will do it.
People won't want to feel safe being with him. You know what I mean? Like Kayla is probably gonna be like, oh my God, what the F? Like maybe he's selling things of me. Like, maybe let me see his OnlyFans. Like, I don't think that the challenge would allow that because it would be kind of in like assault territory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think that he's back there.
Yeah. Well, apparently he claims like, oh, that he, like, the person knows who they are or whatever. And then like, she went back on her story being like, whoever it is who I know he's charming. I know he's going to get you to pretend that it was you, but like, don't do this, girl. Like, cause I don't want you to have to go to jail too for like lying on oath or whatever, saying that it was you and pretending to have this alibi witness or whatever, alibi or whatever. So he's going to have some girl pretend that it was her, I think is what's going to happen. Because you can't see her face the whole time, but apparently one of the shots you can see part of her face, and like, it's very obviously her. And because she has the timestamps of like, she has the evidence of the places they were at earlier that night in the same outfit, I think she has like enough proof. So I really hope she said she's going to go to court, and she's like, this is not what I wanted to do. This is going to be a really long process, but like, she's like, I have to do it. she's like at her wits fucking end. So
that's like bad. How did she find you in the first place?
Multiple people started messaging her, like DMing her. She's like, I got all these DMs. Like people are saying like, oh, it's on there and stuff. So like, I don't know. She just found out through people. She didn't say specifically who, but
that's horrible.
And then she started posting like, if anyone else has proof, like send it to me. And so people started sending her, like all her fans started like figuring it out and like sending her anything they found and stuff. So
wow,
that's so disgusting. It's degrading, disgusting, so many bad things about that. Actually, on this one question was first. So Zach, hi Zach, thanks for hanging out. Do you think that CT can come back from a house being against him?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
It's CT. Like people are terrified of him.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so you got half of us out, but you haven't got me out yet. You know, like he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He will be fine. I think that people will be more scared that they didn't get both of them out, you know, like, okay, we won't try that again. And like, he might be able to fade in the background, or maybe he's going to be having to do something against Wes. He wins against Wes or whatever, and comes back with a gold skull. And I don't think that many people are going to be excited about like taking one back from him. So I think that he most likely will be in an okay place. Most likely. Brooke says, speaking of Big T is amazing. Big T is so much more entertaining than Bear. Absolutely. Her forgetting Joseph's name was so funny. Yes, it was. And I love her and Melissa's friendship last season. Agreed. I also loved how all the Brits were comforting Gabby. I didn't like that Gabby was crying because I didn't see the lead up to that. So I wish I just saw the catalyst for that. I guess maybe it was Leo being like, we got this, we're good, like strong. And she's like, I don't know if I'm that strong. Like, I don't know.
So it was like them getting like wind that they may be going in.
Oh, that makes sense.
And that was what was just like really freaking her out. And she was like, oh shit, like I have to go in and like, I don't know how this game works. And like, I think she was just like, from like when they picked partners, it's felt to me like she was just like really spooked.
She does look a little bit spooked. And Whitney, are you going to be our chatter that makes us laugh the most? Okay, so if I've learned one thing from reality TV and the people on it, it's to never trust white men. Bear can stay off my TV forever. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
I agree. Bye. I don't like him, and yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, I've learned that in real life too. We love everybody, but this is just, it's just funny. It's just funny. Okay, so anything else that we haven't talked about that happened? So wait, the actual elimination we haven't talked about. So basically what happens when we get down there, they did, obviously the whole house that we're throwing in CT and Ashley, they go down there. They have game faces on. Like, I'd be terrified to go against them. And they had, right before commercial break, they have Anissa saying like, yeah, like they swung and they made a big move. I'm going to make a big move too. And I was like, are they really going to put in Natalie and Wes?
As soon as she said that, I was like, she's putting in Wes and Natalie.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is great for your game, Anissa. But I mean, it was a big swing. Who do you think she should have put in instead?
Leo and Gabby.
That's what I think would have been the most political.
Yeah.
Then they stay in the good books with
everybody,
most people. Even if Cam's like, you should have put in a champ. It's like, okay, but like a champ was already in there, and like I can't create more enemies right now. Like she could have backed it up so much, but I think she's done that so many times and it hasn't worked for her in the end that she's like, screw it. I have power this 1 week. I'm fucking doing this.
Yeah.
Here we are. And I think she kind of knows, like, who knows how many challenges she's going to win. So, like, when she gets a win, I think she's just always going to make a power move. Like, she's just going to go for it.
I was like, man, I just don't think it's a game-winning move. I think it was.
No, I was sad.
No.
Like, calling the shot. She got the reaction from the rest of the house or whatnot. But I don't know if she can handle the backlash that she's going to get from half of that. Those teams are coming back. Like, it was just a bad move, I thought. But it was really exciting to watch. But it was a bad move. So she calls down the other biggest team there, Natalie and CT and Wes. And they learned it's going to be a women's elimination. So I was surprised by that as well. Like I thought it was going to be women against women, men against men, but I thought they were going to be doing the same elimination, both of them, and seeing who did the best.
Me too.
And then it's maybe the pairs would switch that way. And maybe it still is. We actually don't know if that's, well, no, it can't be because she has to pick her partner. I don't know. I'm confused. So they have to do, what is it called? I wrote it down.
Fire
escape.
Yeah.
It's a hard one though. I wish that I was rooting for Ashley in this, like kind of like you, Michelle. You said you were rooting for Ashley, but you love Natalie. Like I was in the exact same boat. I wanted Ashley to win because I hate when people get their way. I didn't want Cam to get her way here.
Me too, but I would have been too upset to have Natalie leave so soon. Like I needed Natalie to stay. I was just upset that it came down to them two against each other because I like them. And I was sad. I wish it would have been someone next, like Gabby. Like someone I didn't care about.
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. I was really rooting for Ashley though, because I just wanted to see the fucking hurricane come back into the house and her just like go mental on everybody.
Yes, I know.
Really, like
I'm just being like
she's so entertaining on the show, and she does not get the credit she deserves.
She's so funny and just like loose and just so entertaining to watch. And yeah, you're gonna get more drama. You're gonna get more entertainment watching her as opposed to Natalie. But Natalie is amazing. I love Natalie. But it's interesting because Ashley was actually tweeting like I think last week, and she was like, "I do not get the credit that I deserve on the challenge. Like I'm never on any posters. Like I never get to be the face of it, even though I've like won a bunch of times." And some people were like, don't like bite the hand that feeds you. Like, what are you doing? Don't say that to MTV. And a lot of people were like, no,
always be called back. She's good enough to be called back all the time. Like
people have done crazier things and have been called back too.
And can I just jump in here for a hot sec?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you know how Jenny was like an alternate and like quarantined and then like wasn't picked? Part of me was like, maybe based on the people they got, like he said, you guys were all picked because you have the qualifications to be a double agent. And she doesn't really, comparatively. Like she's more upfront, right? And she's more like
buckles under pressure. Like
nice. She plays the nice game. All the people that are there are people who are not afraid to not play the nice game.
Yeah. Jenny would have been a snoozer. To have like Jenny there, yeah, it just doesn't really
like it wouldn't be as exciting.
Yeah, no, everybody's definitely there to make a move. I don't know about obviously the new guys. The new girls seem feisty and like ready to like get their hands dirty. So I definitely, I could see that's why Jenny may not have made it the cut there, you know? What do you guys think of the new name of the battleground, the Crater?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. I didn't really have any feelings about it, to be honest. The Crater, like, get it. I mean, it doesn't sound as scary as like some of the iconic names, but I don't know.
Yeah, like especially to not like play off the theme of double agent, like.
What should it be called? Like the Spy Dome?
Like, I don't know. Like whoever's been like doing the rest of this episode, maybe they had a day off because like I was just like, what has happened? It was like going so well, and then the Crater came along.
I don't know, like
maybe they had to have the one day that guy that created the bunker. Like I don't know,
like the dome or like the volcano or the pit.
I don't know.
Literally,
the pit already.
Did they? Probably. There's been a lot of seasons of the show.
Can we all come up next week with a better room or whatever, battlefield, just so we can just like talk about it again next week when we talk about the Crater. But I feel like there's a better name that we could like just start calling it.
I agree. I love when Chantal gives us homework.
I try. Do you have any impressions to do yet this season?
Oh my gosh. I was like, when I was walking to my apartment today, I was like trying to do like a Josh impression. So I'm working on that. It's not ready yet. But
Right?
I'm working on it.
Michelle, do you have any impressions that you think that you might want to work on this season?
I don't know. Honestly, Nicole, maybe.
Oh my God. If you can get that accent, whew.
That would be fun.
If you
I
can,
don't know if I could do it, but I'll try.
send you like a Boston Bruins t-shirt or something.
I'm not going to dress like her. You think I'm going to give you a low straightened pony? A low pony with the square rimmed glasses? Please.
I don't understand.
I don't even
understand how she gets so many girlfriends asking
got
for
a 16 pack and tattoos, and she just, does, I don't know. I hate her, okay? But like maybe she doesn't.
impersonation. I think I can do a Lolo eventually.
I love how Lolo is just off the rails.
Like, just come down. I'm fighting for fun and like huge like arenas, like scary. I don't know. I can't do it yet, but I'm gonna.
We've got our our work cut out for us.
Hilarious. Okay, so wait. I think that wait. Did we start to say this?
No.
Okay, I think I supported the move more because I just don't like CT. You might be in the wrong podcast right now, Berkey. That was my number one draft pick, darling. I feel like he does anything the fan base loves him, and he just irks me. I just don't like him calling Big T ugly in Total Madness. Really?
When did he call her ugly?
I thought he liked Big T. I thought they all liked Big T.
Who knows? I mean, I see where you're coming from. He's definitely been super problematic. I mean, he's gone through, like, I don't know. He's not as bad as he used to be.
I think with him
He's definitely controversial.
Like, I think that he's realized that he doesn't like getting the hate from fans. And so maybe appeasing them a little bit is kind of the path to not get like hate mail from millions of people for like how you acted on television. So, I mean, maybe we can have a little empathy for him because I'm sure that he's had to deal with 20 years of people not liking him, and voicing it like behind a computer. And
it just being like perma frozen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I was also really happy to see Natalie and Nam on this season. I love that they're finally casting strong Asian competitors. Ninja indeed fit the mold, but they fumbled up the bag. Yes, they did. Pardon?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying truth. And also, Nam, who knew he was from Germany? I had no idea. I love his accent. He's so like calm and like, I don't know, man, like he won Ultimate Beast Master Fighter or whatever. There's something there. And if he
Logo is thirsty for it.
Oh, here it is. Okay, Michelle.
Me? No, Lolo.
Oh, Lolo. Okay.
You were a bit thirsty, Michelle.
I mean, of all the guys left, yeah, he would be my pick for sure. Besides Wes, obviously.
I just love when Michelle has a crush. That doesn't happen.
Honestly, no, yeah, it doesn't happen very often. But Nam, I just was like, oh my God, he opened his mouth. I was like, wait a second. He's literally from Germany. This is amazing and hilarious and so random. And I don't know, I feel like he's going to get confused with like the rules, but if he knows what he's supposed to do, I think he will do well.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, poor sweet baby. Like in terms of strategy, it's not really going to happen.
He might be able to start figuring it out soon.
But he'll be good in the field or in the crater.
I think he's really handsome and I want to see him on the screen. So I'm happy that my Lolo impersonations hopefully will be me thirsting over Nam.
Whoa, Chantel, you cannot thirst over Michelle's crush and vice versa.
As Lolo.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
She's into him. Like,
yeah. Oh, Lolo.
So with that fire escape challenge, whatever, like they both really got gassed out, but then Natalie kind of got into the groove of it and she beat Ashley. It was really, I felt bad. I didn't want to see both of them go up in the beginning. Like, I kind of like the rookies going up because then they go out. I don't care about them being in the game necessarily, but like I cared about both of them being in the game. And so that for me, I was pretty upset by it. I think you guys both were as well. But it means that Natalie has the gold skull. And I get
10 points.
Pardon? Yo, that's not your points for me?
Yeah, 10 points for Natalie.
Woo-hoo!
5 points for Anissa.
Okay.
You get 15 points.
Okay. Even though all my people were on the hot seat pretty much, except for Wes, I was like, oh my God, I might lose 2 of my people tonight. And they're like my top picks.
I got 5 points.
For what?
Bessie.
Okay, here's my question though. He wasn't the ultimate winner. Are we still giving him 5 points for beating the guys in his heat?
I would give him 5 points for beating them.
Okay, I wrote a question mark because I wasn't sure. But I'm fine with giving him points. That just means moving forward, if there's 2 heats, then the other winner also gets it.
Yes. I do. I think that's fair. The team, the winning team that's doing the deliberation in the vault or whatever it's called, chamber, I feel as though
They each get 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it a vault? Is it a chamber? Or is it a crater?
No, it's called the chamber.
It is the chamber. It is the crater. It is the deliberator. No, I don't know. I have anything else I missed here? Whitney, I feel Natalie is just likely to go off on everyone as Ashley thought. Just as like asked John Rocker. I can't remember I know the name. I can't remember from Survivor, but
yeah, she's gonna go off. She's gonna.
I think it'll take her. I think she'll play it cool for a little bit, but she definitely will.
Well, she might want to go off now because she wants people to be scared of her to come take that skull. Like, did they just give Natalie a pass to the finals?
I mean, I don't know. I hope so.
I mean, I think I would hope that people think better of it and they're like, oh, we did this for Jenny last time. So maybe let's not just like.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna allow that. Cam's gonna let that happen.
Many women.
Oh, no way. No way.
What?
Cam won't let that happen.
Okay, so you think Cam is gonna go and take Natalie's red skull?
She's not gonna do the dirty work herself, but she's gonna orchestrate getting somebody to get it from her. Yeah.
Someone strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's gonna say yes to that? I don't think so.
Lolo.
Crazy enough, Lolo is the Suicide Squad of this season of the challenge.
Who might do it?
They're like, we need somebody crazy enough to do the job. Who's gonna do it? And then Lolo.
Don't do it. Brooke says, "Yep, I heard they edited out Natalie yelling at people after winning." The cave.
Ooh.
The crater. I'll take the cave. The crater sounds like a child's toy. It does. It's plastic.
It's kind of like a moon crater.
I was
like boring.
I was working on a Melissa impersonation purgatory, but I think I'm nowhere close to being ready. Fanta, can you take this one on?
Oh my God, it's been so long.
Purgatory?
We're going to purgatory?
It's pretty good.
You lost a little bit of your touch. I'm not going to lie to you, but
pretty good for being rusty.
Yeah. Off-season.
Whitney says, I was born in New Jersey and I have a personality disorder, so my entire life is just a Nicole impersonation. Oh my God. We would love to hear it. So if you'd ever want to send a clip of you doing that, we will add it and air it here. I love Lola. Give us the entertainment, Lola. Strong, smart, and entertaining. Yes. And like, I wonder if she will, wait, no, she's waiting till marriage, right?
Yeah.
I just want her to lose her V card.
No, she'll do a smart makeout sash or something. Maybe.
I hope so. Berg says the CT Big T thing never aired to protect CT, but Bananas and CT ranked all the women in Total Madness. Ugly. She found out it was in tears and he refused to apologize. Oh, that is heartbreaking. I think TT is beautiful. Big T is beautiful.
That makes me really sad.
So much disappointment today.
I need to see that before I fully can go. I need to see that with my own eyes. I can't just hear that. to believe that. Oh my God, that's so sad. So Burke says, imagine not having a crush on Nam. Wait, who?
Who's no? Imagine.
Lolo?
Low?
Maybe.
Well, I can imagine having a crush on Nam. He's cute. Whitney has me dying. I know Whitney is the superstar of this chat today, guys. You guys have been great, but Whitney has had all the fun. Many exes. Agree with you, Perks. Yes, Whitney. Thank you. So anything else left that we happened in this episode? Obviously, Natalie is pissed. Natalie's gonna be going back with a vengeance. Like Natalie's scared.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is that we don't know if she's gonna stay with Wes, pick CT, or pick anybody else.
Do you think that they said anybody else is also an option?
Yeah. They said she could pick anyone except for the double agent winners. So
Right,
she could pick Bessie, but she could steal anyone. So I could see her stealing Darrell. I could see her stealing Jay, maybe. I could see her stealing, going with CT. I mean, she was already second guessing going with Wes, so why not change it up, I guess? Or maybe she'll stay with him as like a solidarity thing, as like a fuck you guys.
I think she's going to stay with Wes.
I think she should stay with Wes, maybe.
I think she's going to stay with Wes.
If she does anything, she would pick CT, but I don't think she would pick anybody from up in that group.
No. Especially if she's yelling.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think she's going to Wes or CT, but.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying. I mean, imagine not having a crush on Nam. Exactly. We're with you here for sure. Nam's bomb. Okay, so I was really excited about seeing the preview for the next episode, so I thought I'd share it again here. Do you guys have time? I know we're kind of running long, but I'm enjoying every second of it.
Where are we going to go?
I know, just asking. All right, where did I put this? Is this it? Oh, yeah, it's here.
So you just use Sensodyne all the time, Michelle?
Yeah, I do, because otherwise my teeth really hurt when I have anything hot or cold.
Ooh,
that's sweet, sensitive spirit.
Yeah, Sensodyne's.
They're fucking people up this season.
Who gets injured? Kyle?
Say it again?
The guy that gets injured, because we know Kyle comes back with an injury. So you think it's Kyle or someone else?
It could be someone else, but I think Kyle and Casey were the only people that I had an inkling of getting injured.
There's a third. I forget who it is. I just
always remember seeing like Casey with the leg brace, you know? Okay, but what it looked like though is that CT is left alone. And so it seems as though maybe Natalie chooses Wes and CT is whatever free agent maybe in the next, or not participating in the next challenge. And then maybe it's men's, and then maybe he might be part of that mix. Like, I don't know. But it seems as though he's sitting out of the next episode challenge. That's my guess.
That's my guess. I'm going to say my guess is that she picks Wes. He's left by himself. And he, doesn't compete in the daily challenge, but has to go against the two men that are in the elimination. And two of them go home, maybe. And one of them stays, or maybe it's like only one of them goes. I don't know.
we keep on speculating. Like we have.
I can't even speculate. It's too much for my brain.
Too much. Hold on.
I try. I'm like a bit, and then you're the best at speculating, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. No, Michelle, you're good.
Years of gossiping, Queen. Years.
So Burke says, I'm begging for more Theresa content. Yeah, it's the first episode and they decide to go for the big guns. Like, if they decide to target the rookies, and then maybe she would have been looped into the rookies with Jay. So she just wasn't in the hot seat at all. So there's no confessions. And she doesn't really need to get into that mess.
Yeah.
What he says, they really love putting shots of people leaping into trailers, don't they? They do. They got their production value up this. Like, why did they spend so much money? Do you think they're just like, it's a COVID season, everybody's going to be watching, it has to be amazing?
And I mean, like, I don't know. I think that they saved money using those shitty ass bunkers last season. So they're like, we got some extra cash. Let's get them an igloo to party in. Like, all I know is that food is very expensive in Iceland because I've been there once and literally anything that's packaged is like so pricey. Any produce,
like $20 for like a sandwich.
It was $9 for like an orange. Like I could not. So I don't know. Maybe they're just eating protein bars.
So hi Mother. Thanks for joining us. If Natalie picks CT, does Wes get sent home? CT was in the program, but we didn't see Wes. I mean, that could have also all been strategic. We didn't see everybody in the promo.
And we see Wes talking in this next episode. So we know that he's not gone right away.
No.
We know that neither of them are gone right away. So whatever happens, both of them are going to be here for another week, I think.
Yeah. I don't think they would just send somebody home.
Yeah, I think they'd have to would have needed to know that in the beginning for them to have that be the twist, you know? Like, you can't just be like, and if your partner doesn't win or wins, you go home. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So Whitney isn't Liv in a cast right now.
Oh, maybe it's her. I knew there was somebody else.
Maybe. I was going to say Piper. No, just kidding.
Not looking good for my team.
Nom was throwing up blood. Oh my God, I never heard that.
My team is dying. So if anyone wants to do any trades.
Yeah, well, my team is doing too much politicking. So
my team is being attacked. They're the best.
Michelle, you want to do any trades?
Maybe like in 5 episodes we can offer we could trade, do one trade.
Season trade, yeah.
Berg says, I hope Theresa orchestrates a big player going in and then throws her vote again just for the nostalgia. I don't remember this. Michelle, can you remember that?
Yeah, she like helped orchestrate someone. I forget who it was getting thrown in. Maybe it was Kara. No, yeah, it was Kara and CT. It was Kara. And then I remember her being like, no, and she like threw her vote so that she wouldn't get the blood on her own hands.
Actually, no. Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a sneaky thing. And then she was just like, what are you talking about? They had this huge fight. That's why Theresa's a double agent, man. Like,
Whitney might be coming for you right now, Fanta. Fanta's team is truly getting injured faster than a North Dakota COVID wing of a hospital. Is North Dakota really bad right now? I don't know in the States what's going on.
I've stopped looking at the States cases because, y'all,
messy.
But yeah, my team's not looking so good.
Oh my God.
I was starting a GoFundMe.
I mean, I have to say, I think my guys are doing pretty well so far, besides Joseph. Obviously not great. But like Corey, Devin, Jarrell, I'm fine with. I feel like Nani, they showed her a lot, but not her talking that much. Like they showed her, but not like she wasn't in the thick of anything yet. She looks also, I love her confessional look. I think she looks gorge too.
Yes, she does.
And yeah, I feel bad for Big T, but I'm kind of hoping that like something will come into her favor. Like she'll get a team switch or something.
Yeah, she'll need a switch.
She needs a switch. Like he needs to go. She needs to beat someone like Gabby, someone easy that she can beat. And then she needs to get herself a better partner.
Gabby's easy. I know Gabby's small, but she's not going to want to go against another UK person, most likely.
Okay, well then.
And very fit. Like she's like, has like a fitness app. You know what I mean? So she might not be the easiest to beat. Like she was crying, but like, she might still be able to take out Big T. Natalie says, hi, Natalie. Thanks for joining us. Fessy and Gabby are going to hook up. Yes, we've been seeing.
We saw that. Yeah.
I mean, they're a good-looking couple. 1 in 3 North Dakoters have COVID, so yes. Wow. Wow.
Ooh.
That's a statistic. That's like all of Canada. Like, I don't know how many people are in North Dakota, but I'm sure it's like 20 million, 30 million,
You think so?
I don't know. It seems like every state.
That seems like a lot of people to be in North Dakota, Queen. I don't know.
I know. Whenever I think that LA has like 30 million people or something, or like New York, they have just so many million. I just think everywhere just has 30 million people, but I guess somewhere has like
762,000.
Okay, fine.
That's where Fargo is.
I know. I love Fargo.
There ain't nobody living in North Dakota.
Kennedy says Fessy is messy this season. I heard in the preview a lot of people say he's sneaky. Amber B, Corey, and Josh. Ooh.
Yeah, honestly, Fessy, like, I think his true colors are going to show. He's hooking up with Gabby, who had a boyfriend during the season, apparently. He also, him and Haley did break up, but they were hooking up and were, well, chatting at least right before he left. And apparently he like videos and messages, like talks to her throughout the season. So it's like she thought they were going to be working on stuff. And then he does this. So he's being a little sketchy.
Mm-hmm. Burke says Theresa convinced people to vote for Laurel and then was sobbing when she threw her vote on her friend. Yeah, I kind of remember this side of it.
Yeah.
Back out. See this part of it. I'm sure it will. Nibble says, no, it was Laurel on Free Agents when she convinced her team to throw in a strong female only to get scared.
Yeah, she convinced them. Yeah.
Bryce loved every second of it. Yeah, I don't remember it specifically, but like there's a glimmer here, and I'm sure I was here for it. Kennedy says Fessy took after Casey in the backstabbing department. Oh, God, coming with fighting words here. Nellie says it's not Big T, it's Big Toe. I love that nickname. Big Toe is so cute. I love Big Toe. Love Melissa giving her that nickname. Big Toe. Whitney says, isn't Fessy in Barbados or something with Tori right now? GTFO.
Okay, I want to say I did read a rumor earlier today that said apparently like it's so obvious Tori is trying to get with Fessy the whole season. But there's also been other rumors that she hooks up with like Jay or hooks up with somebody on the show. And she's denied it. He's denied it. Like Jordan's denied it. But who knows what the truth is. But if they're hanging out right now, ooh.
Fessy, I mean, Tori,
I'm going to look into this.
I do feel as though, not that she didn't love Jordan, but there is a bit of an opportunist in her that likes being in a partnership with somebody that could be advantageous for her moving forward. So if her storyline was Jordan and they had the proposal and like maybe they would have had the wedding, like I think she likes having another storyline that makes it more likely for her to be invited back. And so not that she doesn't like all these people that she's making out with, but I think that sometimes there might be a little bit of opportunity knocking on her door when she kind of engages with these men. So I wouldn't be surprised. Whitney, if you could find any actual or whatever, please share
pictures. Send
I'm looking up and it does. She's definitely not in Barbados right now based on like her stories. And especially since she's doing that podcast every week with Anissa, the after they're doing like a weekly thing. So I don't think that she is. Oh, apparently she was homecoming queen. Interesting. Anyways, it doesn't look like she is, but
he was before
maybe was under wraps. He's also not because he was on live with Jay earlier. I saw he was on. Jay had Wes on his live for a bit, so I watched that. Oh, sorry.
Nathan says before we leave, he wants to hear what our final winner predictions are. Who wants to go first? Michelle.
Okay, who I want or who I think?
Well, prediction. So you can go.
I'm gonna predict if say there's a guy and a girl winner. Who knows? I would guess for the guys. I'm gonna guess. It's so hard to tell. It's so early. I don't know, man. My money is still on like, oh God. It's still on a CT or maybe a Corey. I don't know. I feel like Wes, I don't know. I'm scared for him a little more.
I don't know what happened there.
Anyways. Oh God. Is that me?
I think it's you. Or where's your microphone? Or like you did something brushing on your computer maybe?
No.
Oh, it's fine now.
Anyways, my prediction for girls, I'm going to put my vote right now on, I think I'm going to put my money on Lolo right now. Lolo or Natalie, if I had to put my money on someone to win the whole thing. I don't know. That's my guess.
Fanta.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say for guys, Durrell or CT. And then for girls, I'm going to go with, yeah, like I'm really kind of saying Lola or Natalie.
Okay, I'm the same as you, Fanta. I definitely think that Natalie right now has like the best shot to win. Like she already has a gold skull, so she knows that it's possible for her to actually be in the final. So that's one plus. She's going to be on the TV for many more weeks. She's going to be doing dailies that might be scaring her from in the eyes of her competitors. And so there just might be easier people to take a skull away from. You want a guaranteed skull. You don't want to go home. And so I know that Lolo might be hot-headed enough to go in and try to take it from Natalie, but she's also wants to win some money too. And so she might take it from someone that she can, if that's the case. So I would agree that Lolo and Natalie are the two most likely right now to be able to make it all the way to the end and win it. And CT and I mean Darrell, was really quite quiet this episode, but he knows how to win, and like I like that, and so I can agree with you there with him potentially just taking it to the end, even though these rookies are thinking that they're playing this game. But I feel like go ahead.
I feel like Natalie, like having the Survivor puzzle stuff, is like
huge.
It's massive. It's massive, like, especially to do, and that's something that Natalie said too, like, especially to do Survivor, like being starving and then like, and also not being able to like have a good like night's rest, and you're doing the challenge and you can eat and you can sleep. And she's like,
hang out and have fun a little bit too.
Like, there's a gym. I have a bed to sleep on. There's food. Like, great. Like she can work out. She can like
luxury Survivor.
She has the longevity and the right level of like physical, but also mental endurance. Like we saw her at Winners at War be eliminated first and never give up, regardless of whether she deserved to win, which she didn't. But like her journey was astounding. No one could have done what she did, I don't think. So
Survivor fans, they would have watched that and knows that like, oh, she won't quit in the final for sure.
Never. She would never quit.
Never. So Nibbles is agreeing that they heard that Tori and Fessy are dating now. I'm getting on that tea. I'm looking like after this, I'm like going to go tea hunting. Okay.
There's no way.
Shaft, or like, are we shafting Fessy, or like, are we talking?
Yes, we don't like him. Okay, how are we making this clear?
Actual shaft right now, and Tori. I don't know. We're double entendres here. So when he said Tori left Jordan, and as soon as he stopped being advantageous to her, just like her
black scent.
Her black scent. We'll try to find a photo or something. Oh my gosh. She does do that though a little bit.
Yeah, like look at how she like wrote, she just like was like, oh yeah, like with Derek, she was like, I'm gonna have his babies and stuff, and then like on to Jordan. But remember, this is something I will always bring up just because of like how batshit crazy it was. Tori had a rap career, like a brief rap career. And she had these horrible raps that she would post on Instagram. And me and my best friend would like listen to them all and like rap them to each other. And there was one that she had like, she would rap and then she'd be like, killed that verse. Hey, killed that verse. And then once she got on the challenge, she like wiped them all, so you can't find them anywhere.
Do you have them still?
Somebody I think like tried to send it to me. They were like, it's on one of the T pages, but I couldn't find it. So if you have Tori Deal raps, please.
That's your homework, Fanta.
Send them to me. I would really appreciate
rap and presenting to us as if it was a talent show.
Because I will rap Tori's raps. If you can find Tori's raps, I will. I've done it before. I can do it again.
Like, was it with M?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god, that makes my life.
Every once in a while, we'll just like look at each other and we'll be like, "Killed that verse, hey."
If anything, she's gonna hook up with Fessy for a bit. Like, she's not gonna have some type of soul connection that she had with Jordan, whether or not it was real. But like, they had whatever they had, right? Like, for a time, it seemed as though they had some sort of deep connection. And I feel like with Fessy, if anything, she's probably just like, okay, I want to hook up with this dude. Like,
and he's like the hot commodity on the challenge right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's her cracks are showing a little bit of her fakeness. It's showing a little bit because she comes across as like, I do these meditations every Monday, and I have a Tori Dealing With podcast where I talk about hard things, and I'm all about self-improvement, and we make mistakes and we grow. But it's like, dude, man.
It's that whole Instagram thing, right? Like, you have all these like wellness people who are just like this is how I live my life, and it's like,
but
that's not how you're living your life.
Probably not
monetizing my beliefs in you.
It's probably not true.
So, and we would never do that to you. We're never going to tell you to meditate. We're going to sit there.
What?
As if we're going to talk shit.
So Berg says, we know that Cam and Anissa are good at eliminations, but which female competitors do we think are best at the dailies?
I think,
well, Anissa, Anissa just proved that she is.
Yeah. I think
Ashley
was, for sure.
Ashley, Casey, Lolo probably. I think Natalie's going to be good at dailies, but we can't say that yet. I think Theresa's decent at dailies, more so than the eliminations. Yeah.
I think Nicole's just going to stink at those dailies.
Yeah, because anything that you need any brain capacity at all, she's gonzo. Like,
she's not going to.
Whitney says they were in Turks and Caicos and Tori was in the background of a live rapping along, but I don't think I can send a link via YouTube. Can you
send me a DM or send one of us a DM?
DM, like Reality Realness with 3 S's on Instagram. Francis to say at Instagram. Nish Nash HHH. On Instagram, any of us will gladly accept it. So actually, don't do links though on Instagram either. I don't think actually.
Oh yeah.
You know what, Whitney? If you can put it, just like take a space out. Like if it's like a .com or whatever, like just put a little space in it, and then we'll like put that together. Living.
I mean, her being in the background, I don't think that means that they're dating. Maybe it means they hooked up. Or they didn't hook up. I mean, they probably hooked up. Who knows?
Yep, Whitney, Joe, they both posted pics on their stories with the same background as well. Interesting. I'm going on an investigation after this. Hi, Adrian. This is going to be a good season. Yes, it is. It's got us talking for over 2 hours. Burks cannot stand Tori and her rapping, but her and Jordan covered Love Lies by Khalid on YouTube, and it was really good. I remember that actually in the beginning of their relationship. I liked it. I did. And Whitney says, was it though? Oh, gosh, I liked it. Whitney, the hate. Okay, so what are our homework today? So we have to find Tori rapping. We need to start working on our impersonation. So I'm going to be working on Lolo. Michelle, you're working on
Nicole.
Nicole. Fanta is working on Josh.
That's gonna be a hard one.
Josh, no, that's not how he talks like this.
It's been nasally.
Any other homework? Find out about Tori and Fessy. Yeah, I think that's it.
Black.
So great. This is
almost 1 a.m. I must say. I mean, I do have to work in a couple hours, but
I loved every second of it. It was so
I love it, and I'm still wired. So, yeah.
And I love everybody in the chat, everybody that contributed to this conversation. We love you guys. Yes, give you a heart over here. It definitely brings in the fun, especially when you have someone as witty as Whitney. Whitney bringing the wit. So thank you so much for bringing all of that, sharing your thoughts, opinions, giving us things to ponder. It definitely makes the interaction more fun with discussing this episode. So, Michelle, if people are looking for you to send you some tea, where can they find you?
I'm still not used to that yet.
Mishmash, 3 H's. You can send me a DM or request me. I think my thing is private, but I'll accept you.
Yay. Yay. You guys working on anything? I don't think so right now, but Fanta, if people want to find you.
Almost got it. You can find me here. You can find me on Instagram and you can find me on Twitter. Please don't send me spoilers.
No spoilers. I mean, great, except for that person that I shall rename nameless in the beginning. I don't know if it's a spoiler or if it's just like speculating on my rationale for my picks, but please do not. We do like watching it alongside with you. We want tea. We want to know about Fessy and Tori banging on a beach in Turks and Caicos, but we don't want to know who wins the game or like the boot order or anything like that. Not at all.
Yeah, no boot order. No spoilers.
Berg says this was very fun. Yes, it was very fun. I enjoyed every second of it. We might be a little bit earlier next week. If we can, we're trying to figure it out. So we're just trying to figure out when's the best time. We will go live. So if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and ring that bell. So when you ring the bell, you'll be notified when we go live. If it's not on a scheduled time. So we're going to figure out what time it's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be right after the episode. But if that can't happen, we will figure something out for you guys and let you know, and we'll be consistent after that, most likely. So, Berks also said we'll be tuning in next week. Yes, you are. Thank you, Berks. You were fun, too. And Mother Funk, yeah, I came late, but I'm going to be here next week, too. Yes, Mother Funk. Yes, yes, yes. Whitney, Valley Realist, and Chantel have both pinged on Twitter, really. What does that mean? What does pinged mean?
Yeah, sounds good though, whatever it is, man.
I mean, I feel like I like being pinged, do I? Thank you, Whitney.
Yes, girl.
I hope so. That sounds great to me. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe right down over here. Hit the like button, ring that bell to be notified. And I'm gonna put the link in the description box below because right now I'm playing Big Brother Cheesecake Season 5. It's All Stars. They convinced me to come back to defend my championship title. I'm going on as the Season 3 winner. So it is week 1 is just ended. One person has already been evicted. So if you want to follow along, there is daily videos as to what's going on in the Big Brother Cheesecake house. And then I have 2 friends that played on Season 4 that are going to be covering Reality Realness once a week with the exit interview of who is eliminated. So if you want to follow along on some kind of Big Brother stuff, and see how well I do and see if I can be a 2-time winner, you can follow along. We'll see what happens. So I love you guys. So am I missing something here? Love it. Yes, we love you too. I've been pinged where, oh yes. Gotcha. Yes. Love you. I will look that up right now.
And then send me a story. Let me know.
Says, am I supposed to be doing homework when this challenge stuff is more interesting? I know.
Back when I had homework, this is all I would do is I would just literally watch the challenge at night, just talk about it with my roommate, with Tanya, who does the Bachelorette ones with you. We would just talk about it all night, and then I have to write my papers till 6 a.m. You gotta have your priorities straight. You know what I mean?
The challenge is I don't know why it's so good to talk about. It's just so good to talk about. I love it. I'm just in good spirits. I've had lots of fun tonight. Unless you guys have something else to say in this moment, I'll let you guys get some sleep. Love you all.